Alrighty, welcome back to another patch notes for this week, my fellow nerds. Just gonna create the wheel here real quick. But in the meantime, sit back, relax. We're just hanging out, joined by Dat Kyler as Dat always. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? What's on the docket this week? Decent amount of Xbox stuff, that's for sure. Oh, it'd help if I get chat pulled up too. It shows both, but just for my own sanity, let me pull that up. There we go. Okay, so as long as it shows the icon, then it's good. There we go. What do we got? Perfect. All right, that is all she wrote for that. All we need there. Oh, and then one more thing. Let me get a separate tab going over here. Okay, I think we are good. Alrighty, sir, ready when you are. Can I change the color on this thing? I don't know if I can. I cannot. 7 topics for these past couple weeks though. Hey, we'll take that. Good old lucky 7. Also, in the meantime, if we're messing around with some stuff here, let me try something out real quick.
Bam. All right,
Bam.
I'm back.
Let's dial that to like a 70%. Let's see what happens. If I ever, like you said, like you were mentioning last few weeks or whatever not, if I end up like clipping myself or whatever not, or yeah, if it ducks it too many times, just let me know and I'll dial the filter in.
I will.
Cool.
Is it pretty easy to do?
Yeah, it's just a lever. Yeah.
It looks just like sonar.
Yeah, it's the exact same shit.
Oh, I mean that's cool.
Yeah, so super helpful. But yeah, just let me know. I'll just dial the strength back, I guess.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, spin
Let's
the wheel.
Get into it. How's your week been going so far?
So far, so good. Before we get into this topic, we can kind of go off that stuff as well.
Yeah.
What do we got? Thursday helped out some. Well, they could show up if they need to. Only 2 of them showed up, but hey, it was nice to help them out, I guess. But there's a senior center, a couple minutes away and whatnot, and volunteered through work. It's like, all right, let's see how this goes. and there's originally I think like 15 of us or so on the email chain at least
Yeah.
signed up for it. Only like me included. What do we got? 5 actually showed up. So, which is fine because that would have been way too many if we had the full crew. Just because 2 people out of a 2-hour window that we were there for showed up with like tech questions for the most part. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was, which I assumed it would be the case in terms of it being more Apple focused, because that's just what a lot of people have in general, especially the older generation and whatnot. Because what they typically get is whatever their kids have. So if their kids have
Yeah.
iPhones, then here you go, just because they know how to work it. But
Yep.
yeah, someone got help with their Apple Watch, which I can do that stuff, but it's if people already have that stuff, I'm like, here, you can help them.
It's easier.
Yeah, I'm like
That
you know
actually sounds
exactly where
fun.
the settings are. And then a lady came in, uh, and she said it was her first. I want to say she said first smartphone, and it was the iPhone 16, which made me really question. I'm like, God damn, what did you have before this? Because this is a whole new world to you then. But she came
Yeah.
in, and first of all, I kind of, well, it was funny because I was driving back home. I felt bad slash mad at the same time because the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, either her kid gave her this, which I think she mentioned. That's how it kind of went down. But also at the same time, she went to the carrier to go get it. I'm like, unless you went during like closing time, was the carrier like whoever was helping you? They obviously didn't seem to be that helpful, is my guess. Because you would
Mm-hmm.
think you would be like, all right, even if we don't have it in store, or, it's getting shipped to you or whatever, not let me run you through the basics of what to expect once you get your product or something.
Yeah. How to turn it on and
Yeah.
how to make a call.
Yeah, so let's see. Set up Siri for her. How to use that, alarms, all this other stuff. And then it was funny because the lady originally who came in for the Apple Watch help, like we helped her with a little bit of everything else after that, kind of trickled down. But one of us, just for jokes, we mentioned AI in terms of Chat
Oh God.
GPT, and it's not like we were like purposely trying to go down that rabbit hole, but it's just like, yeah, you have AI where it's like, if I want to write a book, I can do so in 2 minutes compared to
Yep.
years. So it's like that's the easiest way to explain it. But luckily they weren't like too confused or like too discouraged about it. The lady with the freaking iPhone that came in and everything, because I noticed, especially with the 16, it's got that like they don't call it a button, that pressure sensitive area for the camera and shit where you can like do
Yeah,
the
like
fancy
adaptive
zooms. Yeah.
whatever on the side.
I'm like, if you want to take pictures, you're gonna have to figure that out. But hopefully your, you know, significant other or somebody else or whatever not
Somebody.
can do it. But no, that was actually super cool. It's kind of weird though that I wonder if businesses kind of take slots at every so often, just because Micron had one obviously this last Thursday, and then they have one in August, and we asked them, we're like, how often does this happen? Just because I'm like, why would you wait so long for tech help? But it happens, I guess, like every month. So I'm like, that's kind
That's
of cool.
pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. I was like, that's freaking sick. Which
That's
I
sick.
I will say, one thing also that's kind of cool, it doesn't even have to deal with that, but in terms of, because I learned this the last console generation, is when anytime there's a new console generation that came out, so obviously, PS5, Xbox Series X, whatever not, in
Mhm.
instead of getting rid of, let's say someone's just trying to dump their console off at Goodwill or something like that, check like, I don't know, whatever the closest hospital or you know facility is around your area, because they actually
Mm,
take that for the kiddos. It was legit,
yeah.
because it was kind of actually good
Sweet.
to hear, because when when the PS5 and all those other things dropped, and I was like, do you guys need a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox or even this and that, and they're like, well, we appreciate it, but luckily we have what we need and whatever not. I'm like, that's dope. So I didn't even think about that
Yeah.
originally though.
I hadn't thought about that originally either, but I knew that was a thing, like not or more recently because of there's like a whole like charity dedicated to it. It's like the weekend game. Oh, fuck, what's it called? It's like the weekend or support the sicken gamers. I'm not entirely sure, but somebody I watched donated like 20K to that, and they're like, "Yeah, guys, if you ever have an extra console, drop it off at the hospital." I'm like, "Oh, that's sick."
That's legit. Okay.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I actually didn't even know something like that existed.
Yeah. But yeah, that was granted, weekend's not over or anything like that, but how's your week been so far? How about that?
Nothing too crazy. We're still
Nothing.
waiting on our car.
Oh shit, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Well, I guess nowadays, yes, it is wild. How long's it been?
2 months.
Yeah, okay, nowadays it's wild. I'm thinking when my car got nailed, because I'm like COVID times, then you're kind of used to it, but yeah, 2 months now should not happen, but
No. It's mainly like I guess it was pretty damaged. Like I was thinking about it I think yesterday, because our car was supposed to be ready like 2 weeks ago.
mm-hmm.
And then it was supposed to be ready last week, and now it was supposed to be ready this week. It's not, so next week hopefully. But I was just sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, I guess it was pretty damaged. I didn't think it was that damaged, but
Usually they're on
other
top
than
of
that,
it
dude.
though.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I thought.
At
Other than
least
that though, like,
progress.
all right week. Could have
Not-
been better. I've still been getting over the sickness, but other than that, not too bad.
Not too bad. All right,
All right, dive
LFG.
in.
Let's fucking go.
Cool name.
It is dope name. I will give them that. So yeah, Sony reveals new PlayStation Studio from former Bungie developers looking for group. Which I'm curious how long they're gonna stick to the given Bungie's track record, which we'll get to later. I'm curious how long that'll be a title for some developers in terms of how
Yeah.
you want to stick your name to a studio. But
How much?
Uh,
How much you want to claim Bungie nowadays?
yeah. Obviously, yeah, comprises veterans from Destiny, Halo Studio, Fortnite, Roblox, all that good stuff. Let's see here. We don't need to know what Marathon is. We kind of have the gist of that. The studio
Yeah, this is,
will make. Go for it.
well, this is cool, but I mean, like, I don't feel anything for it until I see some like game released. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. The biggest example
We're
I
all just
can
people.
think of exactly. How dare you? They have some prestige.
Yeah. Exactly.
But no. It's like the same thing when I don't know if you remember when was this for Project Dark? I can't remember if it was Project Dark
Yes.
or something else. Microsoft was toting like, oh man, this is fucking, instead of AAA, this is, quadruple A status. Like, dude, you can bring all the A-list stars that doesn't give you an A-list game, in my opinion.
No.
Like, because if there's no fucking
No.
heart behind the project, then what's the point?
Yeah, and like, if this like, hopefully, so I guess my point is, hopefully they're coming together for a reason. Hopefully
Yeah.
they're coming together, all share a common idea that is going to sound dope. But at this moment in time, I don't know, nothing to show off. It's just a name and a bunch of people working together.
You built basically, it's like a fantasy roster, but they haven't produced anything yet. So it's like,
It doesn't matter.
I guess it's cool on paper. How about that? Like, it's at best, but yeah, supposedly studio will make immersive multiplayer worlds propelled by action games that players can learn, play, and master for countless hours. Message continues, adding player communities will be invited to early access playtests as part of the studio's development. Critical that we listen to player feedback, basically. Our first game, so it sounds like obviously there's going to be multiple out of this studio, but then again, I feel like studios in general, or even TV shows, need to fucking stop with the oh yeah, we have 2 seasons in the works. It's like, we don't even know if the first one's good.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
And,
counting
like,
we're counting our shit before it hatches.
they're probably claiming multiple games because they have very prestigious people behind it, but there's no guarantee. You know what this reminds me of? When I see stuff like this, I don't know if you remember. Uh, it was back when we were like much younger. That band, Hell Yeah, that formed, and they had like, and they were like, yeah, we're making this band, and it's from all these like big name artists, from Mudvayne, Nothing Face, Slayer, Slipknot, and Seven Dust, and we're all just smashing together, and we're gonna make the best music, and they kind of sucked ass. Like that's what I think of every time I hear something like this. And then there was like a DJ group that did it too. It's like, cool, man. Now show me what you're gonna do.
Yeah, like, no. Very rarely does that ever, like, I don't know, pan out. Again, they're
No,
good in their own respect, but at the same time, it's just like, but in that group or in that setting, like, what was the motive behind it? You know what I mean? Some people can do that
exactly.
because the motive is there. But yeah. Let's see.
It felt like, at least specifically for that band, it felt like they were like, okay, we're a bunch of big names. Let's just make a cash cow. And that felt like what they were trying to do. You know what I mean?
You fucking hurt yourself in the end when you do that, though.
Yep.
You're gonna,
so let's hope that's not what this is.
Yeah.
Not saying I know any of these developers, like, names, like, very well, but they have the title.
I know. Let's see. Our first game is a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games. First of all, that was a fucking... Those are so many genres that... What are we pulling from here?
Frog-type games.
Yeah, a.k.a. Frogger.
Frogger.
Like, what else? I don't know what else you'd think of. Players will inhabit a lighthearted comedic world set in a brand new mythic science fantasy universe. This just makes it sound like it's like Club Penguin, but the like simulation of everything. Like, I don't know what they're expecting from here. It was funny though, because it says PlayStation has certainly struggled with live service games in the past couple of years. And granted, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if this one ever states. Yeah, it doesn't really state in terms of when they even plan to release said first game. It would appear Team LFG's new project will showcase the results of the acquisition alongside Bungie's blah 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 marathon, but yeah, it does not state anything about that. And if it even happens to be even something close to a live service game, oh man, yeah. I think you're already dead in the water at this point.
Yeah.
If this sounds like the trend like chaser, and you're still very, very far behind.
You know what I think? I think when new studios come out, they need to come out with like a banger,
game,
like single player. Yeah, like a banger single player game to really make their name known.
They
like
almost
Bungie, its banger was Halo, and then they went into live service.
Yeah,
CD Projekt Red, their banger was...
I'm also curious too.
Did they do The Witcher?
Yeah. That's what they're big time for. Yeah. For most of the studios that people like always tout in terms of like Bungie back in the day, Halo, was it BioWare in terms of their Dragon Egg and Mass Effect and all this other stuff? Oh, I guess Mass Effect would. I'd be kind of curious to know.
Mass Effect 1 and 2 are huge.
Yeah, at that point, those developers were AAA though, still, right? It's like none of these really came up as indies, like, if that makes sense.
No. Yeah, no.
But at the same time, now that I think about it, the biggest thing I can see, at least difference-wise, between now and then is we get this, this future look ahead of what's being built, blah blah blah, instead of, I feel like a lot of your Halos and your Mass Effects and whatever, not the lead up time for when something was shown versus released is way shorter back then versus now.
Yeah. Wait, shown versus release. Oh yeah. You mean like the build up in between each game took a lot longer, and once it was shown, it's like, all right, it's coming out. Yeah.
This is like within the year-ish or whatever, not. So it's like they weren't like there was, at least to my knowledge, they were never chasing anything.
No, well,
they were on their own time schedule in terms of like, we got to get this out, but it's like we can't.
yeah,
It wasn't for like the purpose of
they weren't
like,
like force feeding all of this shit.
yeah, it wasn't
Basically.
like Halo was like, dude, we got to get
Bro,
this, we got to get this console shooter out because of Doom and blah 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 and whatever. Not like,
I
no.
remember. I remember when we were waiting for Halo 2. The end of Halo was all you knew of Halo for like 4 years.
And then they, well, not forced you, but they incentivized you heavily to get whatever those demo discs were, so you could play Halo 3 multiplayer.
Yeah.
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 Oh man, Halo was the golden age, brother. God damn.
I don't. Well, I think it's because it's so tied into that mentality of gaming back then. In terms of,
Yeah.
in a sense, you kind of knew what you were like. It was this world. It wasn't like they weren't what's it called? They weren't incorporating anyone else's shit. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. It was theirs.
Yeah. Like it wasn't a collab with this other game or this and that. So it's just like,
No.
okay. It knew what it
They were-
was. So yeah.
They were building their own thing, and it was theirs, and like you knew what to look forward to too, like Cheeto fingers all
Oh,
night long,
Doritos
fucking
and Mountain Dew. Yep.
Yeah. So like you don't get that nowadays.
No, I don't even know if in a sense like, you know,
The
like,
best games are fucking indies nowadays, man, and I love it.
well, it's because they know what they are. That's their whole.
Mhm.
They have purpose behind them, if that makes sense. Versus
They
fucking chasing
and
these
passion.
dollars, in a sense.
Yeah. And see, you're exactly right. You already said this. You're exactly right that if this does end up being a live service game, it's gonna fucking tank so hard.
Because when you state, it almost feels just not just greedy, but it just feels passionless, if that makes any sense. In terms of like, oh, we're creating, instead of creating like trying to paint a picture or anything like that, you're saying I'm creating maybe, you know, this genre, and especially when the genre is of, let's say, even a live service slash extraction shooter. If that's your first fucking pitch to me, and that's the first time I'm seeing it, I'm like, yeah, I'm checked out. Like,
Yeah, not about it.
unless like you said,
Not about
there
it.
needs to be a trailer for me to, because I feel like, especially with video games, even though there's different learning styles, everything like that, like, come on now, it's got to be visual. you got to show me something.
Yep. Give me a
Fucking-
little something.
Fucking talk is cheap. Hell, I could tell ChatGPT to write me up a good old fucking elevator pitch for a game, and doesn't mean I'm gonna make it, but it could sound cool.
It could sound way cooler than, yeah.
Than fucking
I agree.
Frog style games. No offense, Frogger,
Yeah,
but
that-
goddamn, at least you
Why
knew
would
what the
you
fuck
even-
you were.
Why would you even put that in there? That's so weird.
I don't know. It's not. I know it's not a selling point.
Bro,
I don't get it.
We made these fucking games, right? These frogs, right? You would jump across the road and then jump on some logs. Like
Unreal Engine 5 world premiere.
I'm Frogger in Unreal Engine 5. That'd be wild.
Oh man.
You know, I'm not gonna lie though. Frogger was a good game.
Because it knew what it was. You don't. That's exactly why. Why do you think Pac-Man
Yeah.
was? I can't even say was. Why do you think Pac-Man is a good game? Because you know what to expect in it.
Yep.
It is what it is. There's no fucking Star Wars fucking characters in here. There's no Sabrina Carpenter. There's no nothing. Like come on.
Well, in the games with like smaller studios behind them, it's easier to like tie in everybody's like methods and ideas because you don't have 50, 60 different hands on the same piece.
Too many cooks
You
in a
have, like,
kitchen.
10 hands, 5 hands. Exactly. So it feels more fluid.
Yep. More more concise fucking direction to the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so back to the studio. It sounds cool. Whatever. I don't. Care.
That's as best as we can give it though. Is it sounds cool. Like
Yeah.
sounds cool.
I'm hopeful. You
Yeah.
know.
Best of luck.
Give me another Halo banger. But if Sony's making this, it's gonna be a fucking live service game. So
Yep.
because they already got their single player games.
Yeah.
They're done there.
So
They-
live
they have
service. So
Last of Us.
fuck, we're gonna
have
get it.
God of War.
Extraction Frogger game. Hope you enjoy that one, folks. That'll be dope. That'll be cool.
I would love to see how that works. Holy shit, that would be wild.
Oh man. All right.
We spinning it?
In the words of
Spin that shit.
LFG, and come on now, looking for a game or whatever not. It's let's fucking go. It's team let's fucking go. That's what it is, folks. Get out of that
this
shit.
has to do with Bungie. Should we just go to the other Bungie topic?
It is.
And then we can loop into the PS5 topic.
We're gonna loop into all these things. We spin the wheel for one topic, and then we try to segue our way into the rest. That's the name of the game now.
All right, let's go.
All right.
So,
well,
speaking of Bungie,
copy paste, dude. Copy paste.
Yep. Not only are they in that lawsuit. Oh, have you heard about that lawsuit, by the way?
Yeah,
that was. Link to it, do we?
No, we don't for that one. At least I don't. Yeah, I don't have one for that one.
The wild lawsuit where I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he's claiming that Bungie stole his content for 2 of their expansion packs.
Yeah.
And Bungie is saying no, we did not. But they can't prove that they did not because they vaulted the content.
Oh, they shot themselves in the foot.
People paid for, they took out, and not even they can access. So
which is so funny.
They're actually getting shit on by the judge right now. It's hilarious because they're trying to use YouTube.
Yeah, to prove that it was there.
Yeah, and then the judge, Bungie's trying to use that to prove that they didn't steal it.
Yeah.
And then the judge is like, you can't use YouTube videos. No, that's not going to work. You need to show
I need the goddamn code. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, shit, we're going to lose. So not only are they not doing well there, but they happen to steal. What's this guy's name? Is it the 4-Nitriel?
Yes, I believe it's a female actually who does this stuff. I could be wrong, but
no, I think you're right. I believe you're right, actually. Went through and stole a bunch of her artwork and put it into Marathon.
Yeah, not only here, we'll get to the images right here.
Yeah, I'm already looking at the Aleph one.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
This is just wild, bro.
There is one where let's see if it's in the if it's further down this article. No, that's a different. Okay, that's for other stuff. But no, they literally copied and pasted. Yeah, where to the point where like her words and everything were in there.
Yeah, he hid something, she hid something in her art. I can't remember what it was called or what it was.
Oh, it was lost. Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't know what that means, but it basically seems like it's a symbol / meme kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah, I'm afraid to scroll. I'm afraid to scroll.
Oh,
okay, I'm not signing in, thank God. Yeah. But they hid that in their artwork, and lo and behold, it ended up in Marathon. And the craziest part about it is, well, actually, it's not crazy. Good on Bungie, but they owned up to it. They said, yeah,
I will caveat that though.
Yeah, it's a huge caveat actually. They said it's a past graphics designer they had that stole the artwork, and they no longer work for them. Bullshit, by the way. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of people that work at Bungie are follow this person on Twitter. And they said that they'll try to make it right. I was like, that's cool. You still stole it. It's not the first time you've stolen something.
True.
I think it was Destiny 1. They stole like a skybox.
I think so, yeah.
From somebody, and that's just fucking wild, dog.
Well, my biggest concern too is, and I don't know, I'll see what your opinion on this is, because
the entire art style is their art style.
Oh yeah. Watch her get like claims of Marathon. It's like, this is yours now.
They should have just hired her.
Yeah, paid her out. I don't know.
Art so much, just fucking hire her.
Like oh hey, someone's made this. Yeah, someone's made this already. Let's pay this person instead. Yeah, I don't know. Someone, I'm guessing that former employee, whatever, not like.
I don't believe that, by the way.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna play both sides here. Let's go on Bungie. Let's go on Bungie's side. Well, it's a former employee.
Okay.
They're the ones that did it. Blah blah blah. Okay, Bungie, what are you gonna do about it? That's what I want to know. What, like, you can't. You can say all this stuff in terms of the former employee did it. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it's Bungie going after this so-called employee. This and that. But this is where I'm really. This is my opinion on this side here. Is and I guess for audience sake, whatever not, you are a manager, correct?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if somebody under your, I guess, yeah, your watch, that's under you specifically, if they screw something up, who's responsible? You know, obviously they do have some responsibility because they are the ones who did it per se. But let's say, you know, they're still under your watch. Do you take any responsibility for that or no?
Oh yeah, I have to take it all.
Yeah. So that's
Like,
where I'm coming from.
Funny enough, I was just talking about this 2 days ago, and it was about a specific room. They were very worried about it, and I was like, "It's gonna be fine." And they were very, very worried about it. I'm like, "Look, if that whole room dies, it's my fault.
Yeah,
Okay?
it comes on me. Yeah.
It's your fault too, but it's my fault. But I know it's gonna be all right, so it's okay. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
But yeah, it just when you are overwatching the people that are overwatching the process, but you are also overwatching the process. And if you let the process get so bad because the people are doing so bad, it's your fuck up.
Yeah. It's like the whole, honestly, kind of comes back to that like teacher aspect. Bunch of kids are failing in your class. Who's to blame? You know.
Teacher
At the end.
parent,
Yeah.
teacher.
You know, there's a lot of things that can come together for that, you know, that performance in a sense. But at the end of the day, the manager / teacher, whatever, not corporation, is kind of the last line of defense. How about that? So, in terms of Bungie being, because this was today. That guy, I did see a video. I want to say even yesterday when I was scrolling YouTube about this, but I didn't click on it. But obviously, yeah, it's got, you know, exploded a little bit today in terms of seeing the light and whatever not. But yeah,
Dude.
that's Bungie also, like you said, they made their claim, but they also, so they made a claim within, you know, 24 hours or so, give or take. But not even just saying like the simple PR statement of, hey, whoa, we're gonna look into this, we're gonna do our due diligence, we're gonna investigate this, maybe third party investigation, whatever, not kind of thing, whatever PR thing you need to say. They straight up said this was a past employee. Like, let me point this finger. Oh, I'm just kidding, it's going over there. Like,
Yep, pretty much.
So that's how it seems to me, at least.
And that fucking sucks, dude. For a studio that I actually used to love. I'm not.
Oh no, you're
I mean,
tanking. Yeah, you're tanking your reputation at this point.
Yeah, I liked Destiny, but I loved Halo. Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach. Oh my god, amazing games.
Yeah.
And they really carried Bungie in my heart, at least. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so, and they always seemed like the fucking studio that didn't want to put up with no bullshit. They left Microsoft because they were tired of the bullshit, and they went like solo for a while because they were just like, dude, I don't want anybody. You know what I mean?
Yep. Left Activision because they didn't want that bullshit.
Yep. They're like, I don't want fucking shit. Okay. And it just seems like they're such fucking pieces of shit, honestly.
Well, in terms of their management needs not just to be like cleared out per se, but it needs a quality check. How about that? Because
I agree.
Because was it Destiny, like 2, whatever not, that manager, I believe he's gone now finally, but it's like that shit was ridiculous in terms of the money that was being spent on his personal goods and vehicles, whatever, all this other stuff, and it's just like, okay, we're getting almost like a CD Projekt Red kind of status of managers need to be put in check because it seems like they're not aware of what's going on down below. So
the crazy thing too is like this like sours my taste of them so much that they should not lose that lawsuit The other lawsuit that's pending,
Yeah.
because they didn't steal anything from him. He's claiming some very like generic stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of want them to lose now.
Well, funny
I
thing is,
kind
the
of
moral
want.
of that story is too is okay. First of all, vaulting your content is just fucking
Yeah,
hilarious once it's out.
don't sell
Also,
shit people paid for.
yeah,
Like what
yeah.
the fuck?
Well, and it kind of it's almost cynical too in a sense when the company themselves, when they're the ones that fucking did it to the consumer, now they're the ones that's like, you vaulted your own content to the point where you don't even have a fucking backup. Like,
You don't have the flash drive, baby. I do.
yeah, where's the cloud service on this shit or whatever, not like. So if anything, that basically kind of goes to show, I would assume that content doesn't ever exist anymore then, I'm guessing,
Yeah, I
unless.
think it's like, unless it's like a vault that's locked with a key and not opening until for like 10 years and they're just like stuck. But
Yeah, I don't know how
when
that'd work. If you can't get it on your own developer shit, then I think you're shit out of
I
luck.
think it's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's gone.
but yeah, I don't know how long they ride the coattails of the whole. I almost think, man, it is kind of sucks to say this, but I feel like they're it's on the end in terms of Bungie, the studio that brought you like Halo, if that makes sense.
And Destiny. Yeah.
I think Destiny they can stick with longer, but I think Halo's run is almost done in terms of them claiming that, because I'm thinking of when somebody tries to promote, let's say BioWare, for example. There's been so many attempts of, I feel like, that studio trying to reclaim their spot and this and that. Like hell, I think even before Anthem, when that got just royally screwed over, I think at that point that was at least their second attempt at trying to go back to their roots and be the
Yeah.
BioWare BioWare that they
That
were,
everybody
and
knew and loved.
yeah, and all this other shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, how many strikeouts are we gonna, or strikes in general, are people gonna allow until they're like, okay, fucking enough of this shit, until it proves itself? I'm not buying anything from that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I think you're actually right. They will not. Yeah, it's not very much longer until they're not recognized as the studio that created Halo.
yeah, because honestly, that
Because they won't
only
be the same
goes.
thing.
No, because that only, honestly, that only applies to the
That
age
might
that
actually even be now,
that comes with
honestly.
it. Yeah, that's like almost to the point where like I'm kind of sick of hearing it, because it doesn't prove anything to, hell, even people who know and have played Halo. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, just because you have it on your resume doesn't mean, unfortunately, you're as good as you once were. So
Yeah.
but
You're just a fucking boomer now. You know, like, shit.
so yeah,
Yeah, that's actually a sad thought.
but yeah, speaking of sad thoughts here, well, PlayStation 5's best-selling games, boys. Guess where they're coming from? Freaking Team Green.
This is fucking awesome. I mean, you know why that is though, right? Like,
Oh
it's just
yeah.
like, yeah.
Well,
I
and
mean,
it's just, dude, wherever the game's at, let me play it however I need to,
Yep.
So not only that, Forza Horizon 5 is years old at this point, but the fact that it was, let's see, #1 downloaded game in April for Europe was Forza Horizon 5. Like, bro, people would rather wait years instead of buying the standalone hardware, to then play said game that they might want to play.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think it's more of like, because years ago it wasn't known for sure that they were coming, so it's not that they were waiting. I think it's just now it's like,
true,
I already have the console and it's accessible, and this is new, this is hip, let's buy it.
True. Yeah, because you got Forza, Elder Scrolls Remastered, Minecraft, and then Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Is Expedition 33 an Xbox studio?
No, so which is kind of brings it to a good like psychological point.
I didn't think so.
So, is there a reason why you thought of that though? Why it might be?
Just because it was on this list for a minute,
Okay.
and I was skimming it, and I was like, wait, what?
So I feel like that it comes back to the point of marketing, because even in my head I thought about that, because every time I see that game, you always see like, I don't know, Game Pass,
Game Pass?
or something with it, right? Because
Yeah.
not only is it the cheapest place to play it, but it's a fantastic game, and why not add it to the $10 service you have? And so I like the only one I can think of that's done a good job at that, because I don't know if they were exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Was Mass Effect ever exclusive to Xbox? I do not think they were.
I want to say I want to say they were, but maybe that's because that's just what it felt like.
Because I think we got so accustomed to the marketing.
No. I don't think it was actually. Now that you're saying that,
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
Because I think we got so accustomed to the marketing, seeing, you see a trailer for something so many times, and when you see some company's logo afterwards, I feel like you just assume that it's an exclusive on that platform at that point. And I want to say Mass Effect did this beautifully in terms of, or I guess Xbox at that point, in terms of making it feel like I had to get it on this device. So
Okay, so the original Mass Effect, the first game in the trilogy, was originally released on Xbox 360 and PC. Later, it was ported to PS3, like a year later.
okay, so that was even a timed exclusive then. Okay, which is still a decent amount of time though, in my mind, to think something's exclusive. But it kind of goes to show that, granted, Indiana Jones was never promised to be on PlayStation's consoles, but I don't know, kind of knowing Xbox's ways now, especially with their marketing of this as an Xbox, people just like, dude, just hard stop on buying a Xbox device, especially if you already have a decent enough PC right now. There is no need.
Yep. I already said I won't.
And then if you're, PlayStation has their, I'm so curious though, if with the PS, let's say like 6 down the road, if those consoles ever hit, if they ever start seeing a decline, maybe. I don't know though, because for me at least, if I have the PC, because I guess we'll take GTA for an example here, as people are fucking hyped beyond their wildest beliefs for that game coming out. It broke like 145 million, whatever amount of views it was in the first couple days of that.
YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. Just wild.
It was wild.
So people are just biting at the fucking, just biting and waiting for that game to come out next year. And PC player over here, well, fuck, okay, I'm waiting, I'm taking a guess, 2 years more, to play that game.
A year, probably 2.
Yeah. And honestly, that's fine by me, I guess. That does, even a game like that doesn't want me to, it's not burning a hole in my pocket to go spend $500 on a PlayStation 5, or even really look at, like, honestly, Facebook Marketplace at this point to see if there's a used one to play that game alone.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
Did you play the last GTA?
I did. It was the very
you
first.
Played the campaign of the last one?
Mm-hmm. It was the first GTA I've ever fully played the campaign.
So I have tried to play it several times.
Okay.
I just fucking, there's so much, dude. There's so much on the map, bro. You getting phone calls, you're switching guys. I'm like, nah. It's not my kind of game.
For me, to avoid even that, in terms of like all the side shit, because I can't remember how much side stuff was going on. I know you can get distracted in terms of like even the small stuff, like if you want to play golf and just be in a golf simulator for the rest of your gaming career, you could just sit in this game for the most part. But no, I I don't know what it is with me. It's so funny because in terms of a game, so for example, I can, but it's either 100% in either direction. There's no middle ground typically. So right now I have Indiana Jones going, and I want to say I'm towards the back end a little bit right now, But I've been
Nice.
tinkering around with that game for probably, I don't know, the month for the most part. And
Yeah. It was
uh,
about a month ago I asked you how pretty it was.
yeah, and so I've been messing around with that game every so often. I'll get the craving to like jump into it and all right, let's progress the story a bit. And which is funny because it's a 15-hour game, so it, 15-hour whatever more game, and it shouldn't take too long. But I'm just moseying around, which is usually not my style. So, for an example, GTA 5, when that game came out on the 360, which is fucking wild to say at this point, when that
Did.
yeah,
Wow.
towards the end of that life, um,
Holy shit.
so when that game came out, I remember getting it, putting in the because I guess I don't even know if digital isn't even that big. So getting the physical game for that, put that in there, and yeah, let's see, I beat that in 3 days. So
Wow, that's impressive.
yeah, so I don't know what it is, especially I did that with GTA 5, and then roughly the same with Red Dead Redemption 2. So
Wow.
yeah,
You beat Red Dead Redemption 2?
yeah.
Wow, I got further in that one, and I would probably beat that one. See, wow. Good job, bro.
So
I get so lost, dude. The game's really got to interest me. Like I did for example, for
mhm.
Harry Potter, I did everything. Hogwarts Legacy, everything.
See, I've never 100%ed a game.
Well, I guess I didn't 100% it, but I did everything that I could. Like all of my quests, I would do them all. I
Oh
think I
shit,
have
okay.
one more left,
Damn. Okay. Yeah, because even Legacy,
like the House Cup or whatever.
yeah.
Anyway.
I get to the point where there's never really a moment where I'm like doing so many side quests that I come to a main quest and I'm like overpowered, if that makes sense. It's usually I'm just knocking out the fucking main quest, and then at some point I feel like games try to prevent somewhat people like me, where it's like no bro,
Yeah,
you
they
gotta
check you.
go experience some
Power
of the
check you.
go experience some other shit. And so it's like, all right, you're not a high enough level for this just yet, so go do some side shit first, then come back to us. And so, like, I'll do those because at that point it kind of becomes the main. Those side quests then almost become main quests because you need to do those.
You're forced.
To keep going. Yeah. Whereas anything else that's like, oh god, especially Red Dead 2, there's so many moments, which I give them props to this. There's so many moments when you're on the horse and let's say like you get kicked off or this and that, or someone's getting robbed as you're like riding just by them. You're like, holy shit, this is fucking cool because it feels like natural.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is
Yeah.
dope. So I can easily see how someone gets like completely
Bar
like,
fights.
yeah, sidetracked or like, oh, sweet, poker in this game. Cool. I guess I found a fucking poker simulator. But no, it's funny because going through those, this is even a spoiler. You probably even noticed this. You get so many main missions in, especially with Red Dead 2, and all you would hear is you're like, all right, this has to be close to the end or whatever not, and you're like, nope. We got to do it. One more score, and I was like, God fucking damn it. But
Yep.
but no,
Red
yeah,
Dead,
it's I don't know. I typically either have to power through it like that for the week, give my full attention to it, and if I don't, typically what happens is I just don't find like that spark to like want to go back to it anymore.
continue to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got with GTA, and I was just like, I can't bring myself back to this.
Yeah. So
was Red Dead back when you were Redbox beating games?
No, that one was I don't know if that was ever in the Redbox. It's funny because most of the Redbox games were the Assassin's Creed, and I did it once with Crisis 3, I think.
Oh, did you beat him?
Yeah, Crisis 3. But yeah, no,
Did you feel like?
Oh, go for it.
Did you feel like you had to beat them? Since you rented it, you're like, fuck, I gotta beat it now.
Yeah,
Whether you like the game or not.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was like almost my incentive to be like, I got this for free. I gotta do it. Like in a like almost like a sick way. Like it made it feel like more of a chore sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of
Or a
funny.
challenge.
Yeah. Oh, definitely a
Yeah.
challenge, especially for the I think it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood
24-hour.
is when I did the free one for 24 hours, and it's like, all right, here we go. And
You slammed through it in 24 hours?
yeah. You want to talk
Damn. Okay,
you
okay.
want to talk about just negating just all the side quest bullshit that especially nowadays. It wasn't as bad back then, but yeah, just run, dude. I was running through, dude, because especially I don't know if you can do it nowadays. It'd be kind of funny to see, but in those Assassin's Creed days back then, if you got caught, it wasn't like game over. Like either you're getting killed or like you desync or something like that. It was no, everyone gets alerted, and at that point, instead of a stealth game, it became a all right, how fast can I fucking chase this guy down? So
Yeah.
so it'd be like the popes or this or that, and it's like if I got caught briefly, I was just like, well, shit, well, all right, let me go get this guy, and like just assassin blade just got him, and it would still complete the mission.
Awesome.
Because it didn't need to be in stealth or anything like that. I remember a few times where the guy was like right below. I'm like, well, this is gonna alert every single one of them, and then you like do your assassin dive and just dead, and then it's like, all right, let me get out of here real quick. See ya. So, but
That's awesome, dude.
But no, Brotherhood, I was able to get through that one to a point where it did, I guess like armor lock me in a sense, because I literally ran through I ran through the game with the base shit up until
Really?
I would say at least 60 to 70%. Yeah. So
Damn.
but yeah, I don't know, in all honesty, it either goes both ways. So, and at least for me, I'm trying to tell myself, like, dude, if you don't like something, it is okay to just fucking just like, you know what? It's not for me. It's not for me. So
Yeah, because I like, dude, I have people at work like, yo, you haven't beat that yet? That's a fucking awesome game. And I'm like, I just can't bring myself to play all the way through it, man. It's so fucking big.
I think mine always comes back to, and I think in a good way of it existing. I think the first realization of me being like, okay, this is not a game for me, was honestly Dark Souls, those kind of games.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I will see, and that's weird though, because well, it's not weird, but I agree, except for I did enjoy Elden Ring when I played it, and I want to say I got about halfway through the bosses.
Yeah.
And then I got locked, like like I needed to go do a bunch of side shit, and I just like I was just trying to do the main shit, you know?
Yeah.
And then I kept getting lost too, and I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I have to like zone in on like, all right, main quest only.
And they're so hard.
Which is funny because I think mentally too, in my head, I'm always swayed in terms of like, oh, if you defeat the challenge, you're gonna feel better about defeating the challenge of a game, whatever, not kind of thing. Or are you playing this game because you want it to be, just fucking chill time, relax just a little bit, maybe some challenge, like, all right, what's my purpose of playing said game, I guess,
Have you tried Black Myth yet?
No, because again, anytime
Yeah, I think you'd like Black Myth.
I don't mind trying that. Is that on is that Game Pass, or is that in the Steam library?
It's in the Steam library. It's a linear freaking easier Elden Ring.
Oh, it's even easier than Elden Ring?
Oh, bro, it's so much easier.
Oh, shit, okay.
I was like trying a bunch of bosses, and I am shit at rolling and dodging.
Okay.
I'm more like hack and slash style.
Dude, I'm fucking straight on the spectrum of God of War.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
God
two blades? Like, flailing those things all around, bro. Like, button smasher for sure.
Look at this kitty my wife just sent that she wants.
It's got some fucking ears.
Yes, it's a Mancoon.
Oh, shit.
But
Is
anyway,
that a... Oh, we can talk about that later, I guess.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
But
no, obviously,
anyway, I just like linear games more. Linear or level-based.
Yeah, because even...
Well,
Go for it.
Well, Hogwarts Legacy is like an exception, obviously.
Well, I gotta
But
fucking
it's
fly
not.
around. I gotta fly.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
come
not
on now.
super massive though. You know what I mean? It's not huge. It's big, but it's not huge.
Yeah.
Also, another exception was Halo Infinite. I enjoyed it, but it's not like it's levels inside an open world. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And the first one
Yeah,
that
that's
actually
what it
comes to
is.
mind for me, and obviously,
Shadows.
oh, that one was actually pretty good too. But no, in
It was
terms
very
of
good.
not feeling too big for its size and more on the linear side of it, is actually, I haven't played the second one. Looking forward to it eventually at some point. But no, Spider-Man.
Oh, wait. You haven't played the second one yet?
No. I have
That
not.
might be in our Steam library, bro.
Oh, fuck. I need to look then. Well then,
Yeah,
fuck
I might
you,
have
Indiana Jones. I'm going to Spider-Man. Just kidding.
Yeah, I might have already bought it.
But no, I'd have to look
'Cause I
that up.
think
Because, yeah, that's one where I don't mind the little side quest. And again, it kind of has those natural side quest tendencies of, oh, God, there's a crime happening. And you're like, okay, let me help out. But, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed Spider-Man. I enjoyed Miles Morales. And I started 2, but I just fall off those games so easy. But I always loop back around if I really enjoyed it. I always loop back around. Like God of War, I didn't beat the first time I played it. And then I sat down, streamed it for 12 hours, and beat it. And then I beat Ragnarok the next day after a 14-hour stream.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you in terms of what brings you back to them, I guess, per se. Or I guess also what makes you drop off. Do you
know
get...
what sucks too, real quick, before we go into that?
Yeah.
This last weekend, I was gonna do I was gonna marathon stream Doom and Doom Eternal, but I was just dead sick. So
Those
I
are
could
beefy
play
games,
Doom Dark
too.
Ages this weekend. Well, I think you could beat Doom because I've already beaten it a few times. I think you can beat it in like 8 to 10 hours if you
Oh,
just
that's not...
run
Okay.
through.
Okay.
Doom Eternal is quite longer. I think it would be so I would take like whatever time I had left over from after Doom to play Doom Eternal, and then the next day all dedicated to Doom Eternal.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I got sick, so that sucks. But Doom Dark Ages failed for their launch anyway, so it doesn't matter. What
for
makes
the...
me
Yeah.
come back for the PC? Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah,
What
that's
makes
why.
me come back? I'm not really sure. I just like all of a sudden I'm like, I want to play that game again.
Just get a hankering.
Like Zelda for the Switch, Breath of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
I didn't beat it on my first time through. I got to like the third. I did. Have you beat that game?
No.
I got to like the third. Like there's like these. Fuck, I can't remember what they're called, but they're mythical beast things, and there's 4 of them. And I got to the third one, and then the second playthrough, I beat the game. So,
Oh, okay.
and I restarted it, so it fucking.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know what makes me do it, but that's just kind of typically what I do with those larger games.
Yeah, one that's been on my mind because I did see it was in the library. I'm pretty sure was because again, it's one of those you can start and stop if needed. But it was Wreckfest 2 that was in the library. I was like, that looks that looks pretty dope. Not gonna lie, just
Dude,
like
I
demolition.
love derby cars.
Like not just
Yeah,
like
I love derby
the
cars.
physics
I
of
bought
that
as
game
soon as
too.
it went on
I'm like,
sale.
that's legit. Just
It looked like a lot of fun.
I
and
love
it
the
was, like, on
arcadey
sale for, like,
styles of that shit.
I think it was on sale for like $15 or $20. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm buying that shit.
Yeah, because we got early access.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
And I owned Wreckfest 1.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did I? I thought I did. Oh, I think I owned it on the Xbox. Did it come
Oh,
out on the
gotcha.
Xbox? I believe it did. But yeah, cool.
You know what else is coming out for the Xbox?
What?
A handheld, supposedly.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that cracks me up about these images is that it is fucking filthy.
Yeah, it's covered in fingerprints.
I'm like, all right, well, at least we know it's tested. How about that? So
That just looks like the
there's literally,
ROG Ally.
yeah, with little nubs, which
Oh yeah.
makes me wonder,
like a controller.
Is I'm curious um if Xbox is gonna go completely third parties with these handhelds, or if they're gonna do like a I don't know, two-tier kind of thing. So for an example, they let third parties do whatever they want with the Xbox brand on it for the most part, as long as it has the
Hmm.
Xbox OS or whatever kind of shit. Or,
Yeah,
well, I guess at the same time, they could also make their own dedicated one, like a Surface, handheld.
I think they'll make one.
I'm kind of hoping they do because I really don't want to see them slap their Xbox logo on a handheld because honestly, that's the easy route. But
Yeah, I think they'll make one. I think it'll be similar to how Android phones are. Google will
that's
have
what I'm
their
thinking.
Pixel, but everybody else will also make their Samsungs and Motorola's owned by Google, but uh, you know,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. I can't even think of another brand other than Samsung.
OnePlus, all this other
Oh my
stuff.
god. Yeah, OnePlus, nothing.
Yep. They'll be the backbone of it, but have everyone else let their play, which I think would be cool because Steam's kind of doing this. Well, they've done it with Legion Go,
Yep.
so hopefully they kind of follow
Well,
suit with that.
and that's where Steam fucked up the first time is they didn't make their own with the Steam machine.
True, because they were like, well, yeah, I'm trying to think how many partners they had though with that. I only remember Alienware.
They had a few different partners, did they not?
I don't remember because I remember trying to like create one of those things because yeah, their whole shtick with that was like, oh, for tiers of basically what the Steam Deck is now, 500 to up to your 1,000 or whatever. Not a third party could build you a little Steam box basically. So yeah, hopefully Xbox makes their own shit
Steam
though,
machine.
because they keep freaking saying like, we want it to be you can play on all these devices, but we want the Xbox or whatever their own homegrown devices to be the best experience.
Their initial partner lineup for the Steam machine was Alienware, Alternate, CyberPower PC, Digital Storm, Falcon Northwest, Gigabyte, iBuyPower, Main Gear,
Jesus.
Material.net, NextSpa, Origin PC, Scan, Webhausen, and Zotac.
Interesting. That is a shit ton of partners.
And they did not make one themselves.
Damn. Okay.
I truly think that's where they fucked up.
Yeah, and I think price-wise too.
To set like a baseline. Yeah, the price was also fucked, but
because I can't remember if anywhere even like 500. I want to say they started more towards 8, which at that point you're like, I could see a lot of people being like, why don't I just build one myself that can do everything?
yeah, and then just install Windows and
yeah,
more than a
and be good and
PC.
Yeah, instead of just here's a Steam box, enjoy. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think we see this during the Summer Games Fest at all? Or are they going to hold out a little bit longer?
Well, okay. I mean, honestly, if they're this far with leaked photos, are these leaks? Yeah, these are leaks.
Yeah. They got the Xbox buttons on them, so.
I think we do.
Curious how they announce it.
To build hype.
Just basically your Game Pass machine. I'm thinking of incentives too for this thing. What are we thinking? 3 months Game Pass Ultimate? That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe if there's
Yeah. We'll go your cord or whatever, not?
Wiggle my cord?
Yeah.
Wiggle,
there we go.
Wiggle.
Yeah.
I bet you it's because my mic was so low, maybe? I don't fucking know. Here, we'll go like that.
Yeah, I feel like they got to incentivize with something, and their bread and butter is Game Pass, so what better
definitely
way, to push these out the door? Whether it's
they look comfortable.
ROG or Xbox. Yeah, because my biggest gripe with any of these things has always been that right thumbstick. The left one's always perfectly placed, whether it be Switch or any other handheld, whether you put it on your phone or anything like that. But it's just like as soon as that right one, it's because they always try to stack them up just in a line. And it's like at that point, your thumb is just freaking cramped.
Wait, so do you have a complaint with the Steam Deck?
No, because that one's
I don't.
that one's. Let me pull that one up. But that one's placement is
Hold on,
great.
I'll just grab mine.
If I could type. No, those ones are perfect. Because they're side by side instead of stacked up above. And not only that, but you do get the mouse thing too, which I don't know how useful that is per se, but
I fucking hate the mouse thing.
oh really?
I mean, it's comfortable. I don't
It's
know
just
that I would
typically
like it.
they typically put those thumbsticks and the buttons, they typically put them on top of one another. And at that point, basically put that like where the thumbstick is now, put the buttons over there, and then put the thumbstick where the mouse pad is, and that's usually how they fucking line shit up, I feel like. So
I feel like for a handheld, it's difficult. So, man, that's so hard. I feel like it's gonna be difficult because like the Steam Deck, they're straight across. I feel like this is gonna be hard to do with having the. I think this is what you're talking about right now because the thumbstick's lower on the right side. I think this is much easier with them being straight next to each other.
oh, if they're next to each other like that, oh yeah.
I don't know. But the handle itself looks way more comfortable.
Yeah, and then not just that, it literally has the same. Yeah, I don't have an Xbox controller around me, or do I?
I do.
I was gonna say, in terms of the button layout though, compared to the stick, it's off to like the 2 o'clock instead of it's not awkwardly. Ergonomics should be fine for this thing, better than even the normal ROG Ally.
I hope so. It just gets kind of awkward when you're holding something so big. You know what I mean? That,
yeah.
Like, I think if so, like my thumbstick's gonna be right here, so I'm gonna be kind of like this, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, on the Steam Deck, it does not have. Those are rounded on the edge, right? Because you almost have to. What the nub does, I'm assuming, is it angles your hand though, to then allow the ergonomics to make sense.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. This handle is like, but I do. It is a little thicker because I got this case, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, and it probably pushes it out a bit.
Yeah, you're angling it. Yeah, wrist-wise, whatever not. Yeah.
Yeah, the black one looks a little bit more tucked, but the white one definitely looks a little bit more out. So I kind of hope that's. I hope that the white one's more the style they're going for. Oh my fuck! Look at Cortana. She can't hold a controller anymore, bro.
She got that lean on her. Was she busted?
No. Oh, dude, no. I'm gonna have to like heat gun that bitch. I look over and I'm like, wow, that's why my controller is sitting on my desk.
She got that lean.
Fuck. Dude.
That's funny.
I bet you it got really hot in here, and then she just started melting forward or some shit. I don't know. They don't make these out of very good fucking plastics.
Oh, it's not like a solid thing?
Well, it's like solid plastic, but it's not like very good plastic, you know?
Ah, gotcha.
It's very soft plastic.
Oh, man. Speaking of something that's not soft, though, and that would be fucking Gears of War. Yeah, so this is what? This is the second go around for Gears of War, because this is a remake of a remake, to my understanding. Because they've remade Gears before, actually. So
I suck. I didn't even pull this one up.
But no, yeah, Reloaded coming to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox. Why do they call it an Xbox PC? I guess they can. Maybe their own branding. Maybe they're gonna start calling shit Xbox PCs. Could you imagine? Just a side tangent here.
Your PC is an Xbox.
Could you imagine if they made a Xbox PC though? If that makes any sense, like their own, I don't know, Xbox branded Surface, or desktop.
So that's confusing because
It is very confusing.
It's what we have now, but like,
if they can pull off the modular.
Wow, I'm like trying to think of that. I feel like my PC is an Xbox because I have like the Xbox app. You can get like that's all you need, really.
True. So true. They could avoid. Ooh, you know what they really need to do? God, especially I hope this happens with the handheld. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. Because if so, I will go fucking turn this feature
Oh
on
my god.
instantly.
Go
Can
ahead.
can you? Well, Steam can load into big picture mode when you turn on your computer. Can you do that with the Xbox app?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think you.
Actually,
I don't
I'm
think you
not.
can. Because all they
I'm
would need
not
to
signed
do,
in
all they would need
to
to
the
do for
Xbox
to
app.
make a living room PC turn into a Game Pass machine strictly would be to let you toggle that Xbox app and be like, yes, boot up into big picture mode or console mode in a sense when I turn this computer on.
For side question, do you actually use big picture mode?
I did briefly, but I mostly the thing is, it's kind of I kind of wish Steam could do it if when your computer was asleep to then being turned on versus you having to shut
Yeah.
down fully the computer then turning it back on because that part's annoying. Um,
Yeah.
so not anymore. No, I was dabbling with it every so often, but it's like I put my computer to sleep instead of
Now
off,
I
so I can't really do it.
now I every once in a while I'll accidentally turn it on and I'll get so mad and be like, how the fuck do I turn this off? Shit. It annoys the piss out of me, dude. I've never really liked big picture mode. I thought it was super cool when I first made my HTPC, and now I'm like, this is annoying. Go away.
It's fine if it boosts into it, in my opinion, because if my whole
Like if
intent,
that's all it was ever
yeah,
was.
if my whole intent is just turn this on and I'm just about to like do a 2 button click into a game or hell, literally you could treat it like console, like the YouTube app, even though you could just go to youtube.com. But
Yeah.
like if it's already there, you have your controller in hand, you're on the couch, you know, you're set, you're comfy, you're solid. Whereas comparative to the Steam one, I'm not gonna go into and click Steam and be like, okay, let me click big picture mode first, then let me find my game. No. I'm already going to the library, clicking the game, and then just booting it up and
Yep.
doing its thing that way. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, I think Xbox would fucking kill it if they could literally switch a toggle and be like, yes, literally turn this into an Xbox and just
That's actually
boot it
kind
up.
of a cool idea.
Yeah, boot it up as you would a normal goddamn Xbox and just like, because whether it be, you know, you have one out in your living room, I got one out there, like there's gonna be more people out there like us that literally we're not using it for your Microsoft Office products or anything like that. It's just like, bro, this is a console just in a different location at this point, so let me do what I want with it. So this is my intent for it for the most part. So I don't know if it had its own operating system or a skin of one like that, that would be sick.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I think that's
So
probably the way that they would make an Xbox PC, or they
yeah.
just add that to the existing app.
Yeah, so yeah, it's more. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, well, technically, they really don't have to make the hardware to do said thing. They could just make the software push that out. Honestly,
Yeah, I feel like they'd make the hardware worse
unless they
than
made
we already
the
have.
only thing hardware wise that they could do different though, honestly, would be kind of fucking sick. I don't ever see this happening, but could you imagine a PC that, well, they're kind of modular now already, but I'm thinking you gotta make it even, PC for dummies level in a sense,
Yep.
where GPUs, memories, whatever not, are like click and play of like almost like the 360 days were with the memory. Was it the memory up top? Yeah.
The hard drive.
Yeah. Where you just unclick this, all right, slide this chunker in here and just click. There you go.
That was actually concepted not too long ago. Let me see.
By
If I can
Razer,
find
correct? I know
it.
Razer was working
Yes.
on it.
Yes, it was Razer.
Was
And
it?
you would just like there was like a singular tower that you would just slide modules into,
Yep. A
which
fucking
is
pipe dream for every nerd, I feel like, which is so funny.
it might be the way of the future though.
I hope so. That would be sick. Instead of, you buy a tower, which is literally just a tower, nothing in it, and then at that point, yeah, you're sliding in your shit. Like,
Man, I feel like I'd be sad. I like
Oh,
building computers.
well, there's that though too. I'm just saying, I feel like you still have, and it's not really getting rid of your stuff, honestly.
Yeah, maybe this just is the same stuff as my stuff, just with a prettier penny on it.
No, yeah. Easily you're paying for the fucking convenience. That's where they get you. That's
yeah.
easily where they get you. It's like you could, build your own computer for, let's say, even half the cost, or for the convenience of not having to worry about it, and you just fucking slide shit in. Some people are gonna easily do that because they don't want to fucking hassle with
Or they're just scared,
technology in general. Oh,
nervous.
scared big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just. Hence why some people, like, consider ourselves nerds and whatever not, but it's like, dude, what are we doing? We're just literally looking up Google, and we're not afraid to hit. Are you sure you want to do this?
YouTube.
Yes, I'm good. Like, let me do it.
Yeah, we got it.
So
Done it a few times now.
yeah, and not just that, but also, learn from mistakes. So it's just like, all right, we're not scared to.
Mistakes.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, we're not scared to troubleshoot something that we might have even done ourselves, but.
I'm actually pretty sure I have a CPU over here with bent pins, even because of a mistake I made.
There you go.
I'm gonna fix them. Oh, by the way, you just went quiet.
Oh shit. All right, let me see if I can dial that into like a 50%. Just see, shall we? Just see.
I think it happened one other time. It was hard to tell though.
Oh, you're good. All right, I'm gonna put that to 50 and see what happens. All right,
yeah,
but yeah. Let's see. But yeah,
Gears of War, dude. Did you like Gears of War?
It was fun. I love the reload animations because it makes you. Yeah, it makes you think about like hitting that epic reload.
Mini game.
Yeah, pretty much. I was never really good at the online in terms of the fucking like seeing people bop around on that shit. My buddy of mine was, and it was like, good lord.
I don't play for the online.
No,
the campaign's pretty good.
No, yeah, that part was fun. What else?
I don't think I played the newest
one. 5. I played 5. 5 was good as well. Cause
the last one I played was. Have you played 4 as well?
Yeah. That was a while ago, but yeah.
The last one I played was the one where towards the end you're like in this big ass mech. Is that 4?
I believe so. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't played 5 yet. Then.
No, yeah, 5 you would definitely know because there's a decision you have to make. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is kind of. It was pretty intense. It was
sad.
Yeah, for the most part. But it was like one of those things where it's like, shit. It like I can't speak of another game where it's like make a decision now where it actually fucking matters. So it was almost kind of disappointing to see Gears of War. It makes sense, but Gears of War go towards was it Gears E-Day or whatever they're making, because then that's the prequel for all this other shit. Whereas obviously if there was Gear 6, you're then picking up where you left off, and then I'm curious if they actually recognize what decision you made and kind of go off that. But yeah.
Oh, I see. Like look into your save file.
Yeah.
And,
people having different stories at that point. So I was like, damn it. All right, whatever. Prequel it is. But
that'd be cool. They would really only have to make two games in one. Right?
I know, right?
And it would probably only be like portions of the game that are different too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not the full different story. Because at that point, you just fucking branch it off way far. But,
oh, dude, it's so wild to think Gears is coming to PlayStation. You know, one of the
Halo's next. It's got to be.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. But I remember Gears of War, the first game, the trailers for that were like on TV. My mom really liked the song.
Is it Disturbed?
That was played in it.
I don't know if it's the first one.
It's the hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
I know they're always like this like sad melody in a sense. I thought.
Yeah, it is. I don't remember it exactly off the top of my head. Mad World.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she loved this song. So every time the trailer came up on the TV, she would just be singing the trailer.
When the freaking music hits and you're like, oh man, this is good shit. All right, I'm in it.
Yeah. Good ass game, actually. Actually,
Yeah. The freaking
they struck gold.
I
They
can't
struck
remember what
gold
it
with
was
this.
called. The fucking like laser beam. That shit was fun.
Oh yeah.
But
It's crazy. It's coming to the PlayStation. I'm excited though. It's good for Microsoft. They're gonna make bank,
dude, they're gonna make so much fucking bank off this for
bro. They're already rolling
not
their
only
eyes.
nostalgia purposes, but it's just gonna honestly. Okay,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't.
dude. The people that fucking bought, yeah, PS4s,
Yeah,
but had 360s.
yeah. They're still gonna get that
Yes.
crowd. Not only that, but in terms of I cannot think of a brutal game like this, if that makes any sense. Nowadays.
Like a game comparable.
Yeah, in terms of like, dude, I'm fucking
Yeah.
chainsawing people in half.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Doom's kind of similar,
That's the
but it's
closest
also
one.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's also just not. Because this is third person. Isn't Doom first person? Fuck, now I'm
Yes,
questioning
yes.
myself.
Doom is first.
Yeah. Yeah, this is third person, and
Yeah.
it's just like
It's a
the way you
brutal,
run,
just
the way you like duck,
you're
all that stuff.
tanky as
Like
shit.
Doom's more like parkour, I would say, but this is more like wait, maybe this is more parkour. Fuck, what do you call it?
Yeah, because you're going
I don't know.
over
This
stuff.
game's
Yeah.
just yeah, this game's just like it's a different breed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Doom, at least in terms of Doom, you are the Doom Slayer. So it's like rip and tear, nothing stands in my way. Whereas
Mhm.
these guys, they have that more. They're still tanky and brutal and whatnot, but they definitely have
Mhm.
that more human aspect to it. So when it comes to certain
There's
characters and whatnot, fucking Coltrane, baby.
badass
Woo!
Marines. Yeah, yeah, Coltrane.
It's shit like that where it's like certain characters have a fucking impact on the game versus you kind of know what you're getting into in terms of Doom, where it's like, all right, who fucking stands in my way? Get the hell out, like. So they're gonna make motherfucking bank on this. Oh my god.
I wonder how many people are gonna buy it that it's their first time playing.
Oh, you'll probably
'Cause,
still hit PlayStation for sure.
Yeah, they definitely will. But for those people that are out there to do that, the movement is different.
Oh, way different.
The
You're chunky
yeah,
as
the
shit.
movement is very different. It's there's so many times it would throw me off because when you run at a wall, you automatically
Oh,
go on
clink.
the wall.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, that's not what I wanted to do. So I'd be like trying to run around a corner, and my guy would be like,
Thunk, 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 thunk.
you know, like fuck. So movement's very different, but it's a very good game. Very
God
good game
damn it!
with
I
a
didn't
lot
even
of
expect
good
this.
story.
I was expecting them just to sell it, but doesn't. Dude, anything they make is on Game Pass
4K
nowadays,
60, bro.
and it shit's on Game Pass, bro. That thing's gonna even for Game Pass players who have played this, whether it be even the old remake, this or that. Like people are, this is gonna see a boost. I'm so curious
Oh,
if and Steam in summer 2025. All right.
Let's go.
I'm not making a bet per se, but as soon as that said summer 2025, we thinking this is a this is drop today kind of thing.
Oh, like day it shows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so too. They showed
These are
off
done.
they showed off on stage at whatever Summer Games Fest and be like, by the way, go play it. It's
Here you
available.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's available. Shit.
Like they did with Ninja Gaiden.
Yep, Ninja Gaiden, Oblivion remake.
Yep.
So
Oh, dude, people were like mad about Oblivion, but also like this. It's so good, but they were like, "What the hell? You got to give me time so I can take time off of work." Like,
I know.
fuck.
It's funny too because a lot of people were like really questioning, like, all right, did Oblivion just screw over Claire Obsidian or Expedition 33? And I think even the devs for that game said no, it actually kind of helped boost it a little bit. So
Oh yeah, both games did pretty well.
Yeah.
Is what I'd seen multiple people say.
yeah, so I'm thinking this is day one whenever the trailer gets shown. Which, ooh, if this is the trilogy and whatever or not, I'm curious what music they pick.
Did you scroll down yet and see the 4 Xbox fans a thank you?
For the
Th-
digital
this'll be
thing
a
or what?
This will be a free upgrade for the players who have purchased the digital version of God of War Ultimate Edition.
Oh, Gears of War, but yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bro. fucking PlayStation, learn something.
That's right,
The fuck,
yeah.
dude.
Screenshots
you're
in
out for my
4K.
heart. You already have my heart, bro. You already have my heart.
It's just funny when, I don't know, when they say, like, Xbox doesn't have games. Bro, they got the fucking catalog. You just don't know what to fucking pick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's
Hold
just
my beer.
that's just me. But it's
I
like,
agree.
all right,
They have a lot of games. Sure. Okay. So sure, they're not like.
How much is?
The thing is, they're not like super fucking like. Let me release something every month of the year. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Sony hasn't really been like that recently either, but I feel like they're letting their shit cook, and it's cooking well, dude. Like,
Well, their investments are probably paying off finally, but
yeah,
investments
thank
take a
God.
fucking long ass time.
Are we supposed to get like? Are we getting Fable this year? I think that's next year. Isn't
it? My guess is probably next year. I'm trying to think of what their release schedule is because yeah, they haven't said anything. They had a trailer this year, I think, to show like, hey, we're still working on this. But I'm thinking I'm hoping that's a Summer Games Fest thing with a date then at that point.
Show me gameplay too.
Can I buy this? I'm just curious how much it is. Because it says free upgrade, but then again, it doesn't fucking matter. Good God, that's funny. So,
what?
Xbox fans who own the digital version of Gears of War Ultimate Edition receive a free upgrade to Gears of War Reloaded. Okay, I was like, let me look it up, blah, blah, blah. And, I go look it up on the Xbox Marketplace, and it's like, oh, by the way, this is on Game Pass, like, right now, kind of thing. It wouldn't be upscaled to what this is about to do to it, but it's just like, I'm like, dude, Game Pass it just spoils people. You're like, oh, because I was thinking, oh, maybe people could buy it for the, like the $20 and then just get the upgrade later.
Gears of War Reloaded has a release date on Steam.
Does it really? What's it say?
August 26, 2025.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, in that case, we're gonna at least see a trailer then.
Yeah.
Summer Games Fest. Okay, interesting. I didn't know Steam had a date on there. Maybe the Game Pass thing does too,
3 months away.
No shit. Cool. Give some.
That's so hype. Good for them.
That's dope.
Good for them. Honestly.
That's a pretty good window actually, because typically you're not in the heavy season just yet. So.
No.
So people
it's
can
a good like
can go through it.
End of the year.
Good God, 4K at 62.
Or end of summer.
Dude, people are gonna be fucking moving through that game just fluidly. Good Lord. Even I think it was Gears 4. I don't even know if it's Gears 5. Gears 4 got pretty good praise on how it ran. So
it's just wild that there's all of these like improvements, right, to the first Gears of War, and it's a free upgrade. 4K, 60 FPS in campaign, 120 FPS in multiplayer, HDR, Dolby Vision, variable refresh rates, like, and it's a free upgrade, bro.
Oh, I know. That's fucking respect to the players, honestly. Respect.
Serious. That's so awesome.
But yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. Wow. Good job, Microsoft. Good job.
Yeah, props to you when you deserve it. Props to you.
You deserve it right now.
Yeah. Speaking of other stuff that's cutting edge here, Samsung. Supposedly they think the market wants a skinny phone. This phone. Let's see, can I? Yeah,
I want it.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be curious to ask someone who buys this at some point. My guess it's the typical, they're gonna have deals on it, so people just pick it up just to pick it up. This replaces the. Well, I don't think it replaces. I think it jumps. It's a in between. I think the base and the Ultra, so it actually might replace the Plus model, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, battery. Well, I don't know if they have battery life on here. Now that I think about it, let me.
It just says laughably small.
Okay, because I know it's it's not even above 4,000. It's like in the 3,000s in terms of milliamp hours, which kind of sucks because it still has the same specs as a thicker phone would. So especially screens nowadays, if you have that, you got 3,900 milliamp hours of juice. The Snapdragon 8 Elite is decent, I know that, but in terms of your screens being, 120 hertz, 6.7 OLED, 1440p, all this other stuff, like, bro, that's gonna take some juice to keep it looking like that. And I'm almost thinking, man, you're gonna be charging this twice a day, give or take, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
who wants that, bro?
I think I don't know. I think almost they're just doing it just because of
Just
Apple
to do it.
Apple having their rumors with their whole iPhone Air kind of shit. So
Yeah.
just
And
so
Apple's considering making a curved phone and shit.
yeah. So it's just like just so they can have it on the market before Apple does it, possibly whatever this year or next year, whatever it is, kind of thing. So, but it's not even with the newest tech of battery in a sense of the was it silicone or solid state or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which is basically it's more dense of a battery, which would make sense for something slim like this because you could have it be slim, but it's still more dense. So at that point, your battery life kind of basically stays the same. Whereas this, yeah, none of these articles that I've seen, at least, it's all been just their impressions of the phone itself first. So I'm expecting the reviews probably within next week or something like that. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what the battery life is. That's the biggest thing. And ultimately, like, I don't know, you did get a camera swap a little bit. I think one camera from the Ultra or something like that came down and replaced, I don't know, a telephoto lens or something like that. But honestly, I don't know. It's just why, dude. I feel like we just ultimately want a point where it's like we could literally have a phone last even a day and a half at this point, 2 days. Because a lot of companies, their marketing is, oh, it's 24-hour battery life. So. But,
yeah, I feel like longer is better, but I could be wrong. You know a market for these phones, actually? I was just thinking of this.
huh.
Market for these phones is those females that don't want to carry a purse for their tiny ass pockets.
They'd want, well,
They're tiny, skinny jeans.
the ones that
really tight
pockets don't
pockets.
even exist. Which
Yeah.
at that point, I feel like, well, hence probably why the default is always to have the fucking man carry your shit, which makes sense. But then again, if you don't have one or whatever, not, it's just like that's the funny part is like they're not even Apple is more seen as it's more of a honestly a jewelry accessory at this point. It could be at least, whereas Samsung's not really seen as that much. So I don't know if because especially we got a 6.7-inch screen, that's still pretty big. So
Yeah, that's still not gonna fit in the pocket. Actually.
And I feel like a lot of people, the reason why they even get the Plus / the Max of anything is because it comes with more battery life. Whereas this one's not. This one's not going to.
I got the XL.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like obviously the bigger screen comes with it because that's just you fit the body of it. But yeah, you typically get the bigger one because of the bigger battery life. So
I feel like I'd fumble it so hard. I feel like I'd fumble it. It'd be light. I don't know. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I just want to see the
Go
bend
away.
test. I just want to see the bend test. That's all. That's all I care about.
Ooh, J-Rig.
Yep.
J-Rig, come on.
I just want to see. Come on. How sturdy is this thing in here? It's compact. Now that a lot of people brought up also the cooling of this thing. Everything's jam packed in there, and the cooling can't be as good as the Ultras and all this other stuff. So, but
I don't think the cooling would be too big an issue.
I wouldn't think so either.
Battery,
They did, but they kept all the same hardware in there. Snapdragon 8 Elite,
but,
like processors and this and that, and the screen. I don't know.
Like, I think a lot of the loss of thickness is battery, though. I think less of it's of cooling because the whole back can be used as cooler.
Yeah, just have the shields on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. That's another thing too in terms of repairability. Curious of that. Huh. Yeah, because
that's gonna be a bitch.
Yeah, because you go from this Edge one is 5.8 millimeters to a normal S25 Plus is 7.3. So there's definitely some room in there and whatnot, but
you did all that to save 1.5 millimeters.
Yeah, bro. So you could tell your buddies. Like, yo, bro, look at this. Look how thin this is. Like, cool.
All of that development
Cool.
time for 1.5.
Cool, I guess. I don't know. I'll just be wearing my fucking Android X glasses over here while you're dealing with your skinny ass fucking phone. I'd rather have that than
those.
yeah. I'd
Those
rather
are
have
cool.
those. Like, come
Yeah,
on now.
Those are cool. Fuck this thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
Y-
don't need it.
You
Phase.
this whole article just like, I mean, this phone lost me when the article was laughably small battery. I was like, nope, don't want it.
Yeah, it's like what? That's okay. That's the biggest thing I've had in terms of realization with my anything of tech. Honestly, is if I have to dumb it down to make it usable, you know, especially for battery life or anything like that, it's not worth it. So, like for example,
Yeah,
whether it be
why am I using
yeah,
it?
for like an example, like whether it be a watch or some of these phones where it's like, oh yeah, it goes 120 hertz, but your battery life is cut in half when you're, you know, compared to 60 hertz or 90. I'm like, I cool feature, but at the same time, no, because like if I almost feel like I'm getting penalized for using this thing to the the fullest, which is stupid. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, yeah,
I agree.
that's enough of that. So
Waste.
uh,
Waste.
I think this will be.
Waste.
We'll see if this is a phase or not. I'd be curious because the only thing I have a concern
I
with,
don't think it is, bro.
I don't think it is either. Because as soon as iPhone releases the iPhone Air, they typically keep the Air lineup. So Samsung could keep their Edge lineup, I guess. But we shall see. It's not for me though. It's not for me. So.
Nah, laughably small battery can eat my wiener.
But to end on this note, Google, granted we've already seen it because they've had their conference and everything like that, but I had to bring it up. Google freaking leaking their own design language, them being the kings of their own leaks at this point. It's their marketing strategy.
I love Google for it.
It's their fucking marketing strategy. I really want to see this in different colors and everything, because everything we have from the leaks and even the videos and whatnot that they just had for the Android piece of it was I don't know, there's all these bright colors and everything, which is hilarious because it makes sense now watching all these like reviews on these minimalist phones or even apps where it's just like just mute everything, like no colors, no nothing, blah blah blah. And then you have
mono.
yeah, you have the very opposite of like, you know, these UIs on Google side and whatever, and I'd be like, hey, colorful, interact with me, do this, do that, like stay in photos,
Customize
just stay,
me.
yeah, like change me, do whatever. It's like, okay, so which I'll have to which speaking of that,
It looks fairly minimalistic. If you were to like set that to like a gray and a black, it would.
oh, it'd be clean.
Yeah, it would look very, very nice.
I've been using, goddamn, this has probably been for like almost three weeks at this point, a month maybe. But
You're using a launcher?
yeah, I am using a launcher.
You're using a launcher on your Pixel phone.
Yeah, I changed it up.
Which one?
Just because I wanted to be minimalist, but at the same time still functional, if that makes sense. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna butcher this name, but it's Niagara.
I'm surprised. Let me look this up.
So it's Niagara.
What's it?
NIA. Yeah, NIAGARA.
I see it.
Yeah. So what it does is you can select however many favorites you want literally as soon as you unlock your phone. So I have what I consider essentials for me, at least what I'm using it constantly for. Phone.
Are you making the essential phone? Is that what this is?
Well, not really. Like in terms of like it doesn't have the styling of it. How about that? But it puts all your main things that you want in your favorites right up front. Like boom, as soon as you unlock it, here's your shit that you typically use. You're the one that set this. So I have phone, Spotify, Chrome, messages, cameras, my fitness app, and then my budgeting app. And that's it on my literally as soon as I open it. And if I want anything else, it is kind of cool. If you swipe over to the right, so instead of your typical app drawer and it has everything in there and you're like scrolling, whatever not.
Yeah.
When I take my phone or take my thumb from the right hand side and push it barely over to the left, it brings up the alphabet. So then I'm sliding my finger up and down to, like, let's say I want to go to M
Oh,
for
for the name.
maps. Yeah, it instantly goes to that. It's pretty fluid that way. It has been very good in terms of like making me realize like what am I using my phone for right now in those regards without being like black and white. Hope you like no color, bitch. Like, so, because yeah, again,
Interesting.
you can set whatever you want for your favorites, all this other stuff, but again, these are the most things in here. If I want to go to YouTube, I can do it. Nothing's really blocking me out of it per se, but it is keeping everything that's not my favorites out of my sight. So
Interesting. So, like, let's say you need an app for a device in your house, and it's not your favorites. It's not like
I
all the
use it.
time
Yeah,
seen.
I use it. So for an example, would be like Google Home. Like I can easily access it, but it's I'd have to, I'm swiping
You have to
over,
search for it.
going, yeah, it's literally all intent
What's
based at
your
this point. So
what's your action bar look like?
I don't have one. Like in terms of the search,
No, 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 no. Like when you scroll down from the top and like where generally you'd
oh,
click on flashlight.
it's the same. That stays the same. So
Oh,
I
okay,
like
okay,
it
okay.
because it doesn't manipulate it to the point where it like straight neuters your phone. Like it's
Hmm.
still usable, but it has definitely made me realize in terms of like, especially with the favorites, it's funny because it's like, all right, these are literally the majority of things I click on if I need my phone, and if I need something else, boom, I'm going through the intent of actually, going to that app without, I don't know, being sidetracked randomly that I find myself doing on even
Do
normal
you
Pixel UI. So
what made you want to do it?
to have more intent with my phone, honestly, because there's moments where I'm like,
Mm,
why did I just unlock this? I'm like,
I
oh
see.
shit, okay, I didn't really need to check that or even like look at it, honestly. So
Yeah. Does it hide notifications from you?
no, I actually kind of like this. It keeps it so like there's long presses on these icons now. So if I long press on messages, for an example, obviously you can go to settings, whatever, not. Oh, actually not. It's not a press, it's a swipe. A message will come through. It's on. I don't know if it does because I've never done it on the lock screen of my phone, just on the normal UI. If a message comes through on your phone on the lock screen, are you able to like swipe or to like I think you can just reply straight there if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, this app kind of does the same thing while you're seeing the the notification itself under the app icon instead. So
What's your what's your home screen and tiles look like now?
they are just here. I can let me do this real quick. They look like this because I won't dox anything, but I don't know if you can see
Ah,
that. Yeah.
that actually looks really nice.
Yeah, so it's super clean. And then, like I said, if I'm just, and bam, there's my alphabet. All right, let me scroll what I need to find. So,
That actually is kind of cool.
yeah.
I can tell you how much anxiety I get when I scroll mine, and then I'm like, holy fuck, I gotta sort through all these.
Yeah. No,
So when
freaking,
you install
no.
an app, it doesn't put an icon on your home screen anymore?
No, no.
Yeah, okay,
So,
that's nice.
yeah, so then I'd have to technically go find it. You can always add, I don't know what the max is for favorites,
Favorite?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. This is also the free version, by the way. Um,
Oh, it's a paid version.
yeah, there's a paid version. You can do different
Makes sense.
you can do different
Ads?
app icon. No, I don't get ads. You can do different app icon like looks to it, which some look kind of cool. But yeah, nothing that's really made me want to be like, oh, I need to pull the trigger, because it is nice with, I will say, like Android in a sense. Like if I did buy the version, I think it's a one time. It's not a subscription thing. So, trying to think if there's anything on here that I was like, oh, that'd be kind of nice. Yeah, it's got all the normal shit that you need on the free side of it, so I haven't really messed with it too much for the paid features, I guess, power users and whatever not. But so no, which is kind of funny in terms of like updating to this. Like, granted, I don't know, I'd have to go back to the Pixel launcher to check it all out and whatever not. But it's just funny because as soon as it's released, I was like, oh yeah, technically with a launcher, this wouldn't affect that. But
That's that actually is clean.
But no, because I think it was on our discussion. I don't know if I was watching something or it was on our discussion. We were talking about the light phone earlier, and I was just going through the apps and I was just seeing like what are the like top 3 minimalist ones and whatever not. And a lot of them, yes, they do have the just completely remove color, black, white. You can pick you don't even see the icon. You just see phone, Spotify, maps, like this stuff. And I've tried those every now and again, but it's like not only that, they're usually subscription based if you want anything that's decent for feature wise. And then yeah, like I said, this one doesn't really neuter you too much. It just gives you more perspective in terms of like the intent behind what you're using your phone for, instead of just like the ritual it becomes in terms of unlock. All right, let me open this, and let me go through this, let me scroll through this real quick. It's like no. So
you know why you opened it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting because I find myself sometimes I just unlock my phone to unlock my phone.
Oh, same. Yeah,
know.
I'm like, wait, why did I come in here? Basically, it's like it's like digitally going into a room and be like, what the fuck did I come in here for? Huh. Okay.
I need to turn off more notifications. I get too many notifications that I end up just clearing.
Oh, same. That's the biggest one for me that I noticed. I'm like, wait, if I keep clearing these, I don't care about them. So why don't I just turn that shit off?
Turn them off.
Which I do appreciate when you long press them, it goes into those settings of like the exact toggle that it is.
Yeah, you can mute it right there too if you wanted to.
And it is funny though, because especially I think my biggest takeaway with this launcher is how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Literally having a device that I'm somewhat surviving off of like probably 10 apps or less. Honestly, in terms of you get the favorites on there, and then there's the ever so often ones that like Gmail, Maps, and then obviously like YouTube and maybe Blue Sky. But it's just like other than that, I'm just like all these other apps are just side loaded just for those one-offs, or I had to download it for this and that. So
yeah, I had to download it to buy this or connect this product or so on and so forth.
But no, yeah, I would say
cool.
the biggest one would be definitely the notification thing for sure. In terms of like, I don't care about this. Like, see it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, no, I was like, free. I was like, sick. All right.
I haven't even considered using a launcher in a long time. I did with like my HTC One M8 back in the day. But I haven't even looked into them. So,
what'd you use back then? Do you remember? Was it Nova Launcher? I feel like that's like the top
it
one.
It probably was Nova or something. But
okay.
I couldn't tell you.
I
remember it changed all my icons, and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool!"
Oh, I know, right? Just that artist change in a sense. You're like, "Oh, this is new. This feels new."
Yeah, it makes your phone feel brand new.
Yeah, and this one does have those where there's some icons that are kind of dope. Where it's like hand sketched or whatever not, and it is nice because comparative to I'd actually have to see how this Pixel one works.
I'm gonna download this on my second phone, see if I like it.
It themes the whole. I want to know if this one will theme the whole thing, because that was the one thing I didn't like, is because on Material you can try to have it theme your icons, but it was like only if that third party, like Spotify or whatever not, if that third party was on board with it. Whereas this one, it like forces it reminds me of the because I don't think Xbox ever did this, but the themes on PlayStation, A theme on a PlayStation will change even the icons for it when you're scrolling, left or right. This phone
Yep.
kind of has some of those too. I want to say it has its own marketplace for those. So I think you could, or maybe wallpapers. Or there's something you can download. I just can't remember. I want to say it's themes. So,
Oh, it's a notification filter. It just automatically turns on.
but
How do I?
But yeah,
This
no.
button
I recommend it
for
at
this
least.
phone.
So,
I'm gonna try it. I'll try it on my second phone.
but the one thing I had to get used to is because for me at least, for like whether it be recipes or if I wanted to save something of something I wanted to look at later, I would copy it to my homepage in a sense, the link for something. And so I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
just swipe over and click on it. Whereas this, I can't do that because there's no indication in the sense of copying a web link to a homepage per se. So I just usually put it in my keeps folder or something if it's that important of me kind of going back to it. But yeah.
Open overlay settings.
Yeah, overall in general, that has we got for these past few weeks or so. This is probably some of the biggest news that stumbled
trial.
upon. But for the Pro, yeah. Yep.
Wait, can I skip that? Oh, you gotta log in to skip it or something?
Possibly. I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like put in a card and then it charges you after the 7 days, or if it's one of those things that gives you a trial without doing that. I'm not sure.
Is that what you did?
Again, I didn't.
7-day trial.
I haven't done the trial just yet. I can't remember how much it is for the Pro version alone. I don't think it's too much.
I might have downloaded the wrong one.
It's like 2 blue like lines / swooshes for the
Let me try that.
the
again.
name of the
What's it
app.
called again?
NIA. Let's see.
Oh, I downloaded the wrong one. I downloaded Minimalist Phone Launcher.
Oh yeah, not that one.
Yeah, we're gonna uninstall that right now.
I think that one you have to. I think I've maybe tried that one, but I was like after like 2 days, I was like, nah, this ain't it. But
that felt like it was turning my phone into nothing phone. It was like to block apps and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, the Pro for this one is you can try it for 7 days, then it's $14 for the year, or which I do like when they have this option here, is buy once and own it forever. Granted, it is a little expensive, I will say that, if you end up somehow finding something that you need in the Pro version, but it's $43 once. So.
Oh, wow, you actually gotta add messages to
Favorites?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Like I said, there's intent behind like, all right, what is really your favorite?
Can you edit your favorites later?
Yes. Oh yeah. You can add them, you can delete them. Yeah.
Okay.
I think what you do is I guess verify this is you just long press on any app that you want to become your favorite and you just click favorite. So.
And then if I want to remove one,
I'm assuming edit favorites, yeah. You can also, what I've done too is I've even hid apps from the list popping up to the point where I really need to, which at that point you can still search it in the search bar, but you really need to have intent to like go get it or go look at it.
Oh, wow. This is so odd. Scrolling up from the bottom doesn't give me, what am I even looking for?
Oh, the search apps if you need it, yeah. Also, if you take your left hand and because you can do it on both sides in terms of the bringing up the alphabet thing. So.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try this out for a while. I'll give it at least a week.
All right. Yeah, let me know how it is.
Actually, before we close off, I actually had a discussion question.
Yeah.
I just typed it into the doc, and it's because I was actually thinking about this 2 nights ago, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask what he thinks about that. So since the beginning of like tech, we've gone through cycles, right?
Yeah.
So like originally we had like Atari making video games, and then we had Sega and making video games, and now they don't. They've passed that on. We had,
by
like,
choice or
phone
by
manufacturers.
Force?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of the point. And then we had different phone manufacturers as well, Nokia and BlackBerry, and now those have been passed on as well.
Yep.
So I was curious, with all these new electric car companies popping up, what do you think is going to happen to the old car companies? Do you think they're going to be passed on now, or do you think they're here to stay?
Oh, like legacy manufacturers?
Yes. So like,
Only
for
only
example,
certain ones.
Ford and Chevy.
Yes.
Well, yeah, only certain ones, because like, for example, Nintendo is an exception to the rule. They're still here.
Yeah. One
Uh,
that's actually surprised me, honestly, that's still around. And granted, I will give them props where it's deserved because their new designs look way better than what I've seen previously. But I'm actually very surprised. Who owns Buick, by the way?
I'm not sure. I think it's Ford, is it not?
I didn't think so. General Motors, that's why they're still in business.
Oh,
Okay.
that's Chevy then.
Yeah, that's why they're still in business. That makes sense. I was gonna say because oh man, there's nothing with that freaking brand that just like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Like I don't know. It might be a generational kind of car. And I almost thought like, if anything, I almost feel like nowadays, um, especially with legacy automakers, the reason I don't see them going anywhere per se is because they're under such big umbrellas, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you got to think Sega was under a huge. I guess technically they're not gone, but they were huge.
yeah. And I'm
And
saying they can't
so,
fall, but
what's another good example? Like Magnavox used to be way bigger than it is now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, maybe they won't go away entirely, but I think they'll be overtaken. Like Blackberries are still here, but they've just been overtaken. They're not like the primo production, like productivity device anymore.
Yep.
So I can't remember exactly what I was watching, but they were talking about how they just reviewed a car, and it was by a car company that I had never heard of. And then I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh wait, we have Rivian, we have like this freaking the what's that truck we talked about? The Slate truck coming, and these are from like brand
Which will
new
be interesting with the yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just curious what's gonna happen if to like, the American Ford and American Chevy and American Dodge, if those are just gonna like
Well, Dodge is
crash.
even under Fiat though. That's the funny part.
Is it? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, Dodge is under Fiat. So it's like that's what I'm talking about in terms of these umbrellas. Because when we think of maybe like the good old
Lucid, I think was
good
the
old,
other
well,
one.
that one's backed by Saudi money, so that one's not going anywhere. So.
Well, Lucid's like new though. They're
Oh
new.
yeah.
So like and Polestar, that's another one that's kind of new too, or is new.
Well, it's a new branch, yeah. Because that one's Volvo.
Wait, what? Is it?
Yeah, that's Volvo's
Okay.
spinoff. Yeah, a lot of these fucking companies just get to a point where I feel like they just spin shit off. Like Kia and Hyundai, I think at one point, or if they're not still, obviously are like pseudo spin-offs, or at least sister companies. And then you have the Genesis brand, which is Hyundai's luxury brand. Yeah, so it's like you have spin-offs of that. But no, you have the good old, because you're thinking like classic cars, and the first one that kind of comes to mind is the good old, it's not American, but it's the freaking VW Beetle, that kind of shit. And it's just like, dude, if anything, VW owns so much shit. They got Porsche under their belt. They got, I'm going to be forgetting some. I want to say they have, God, why do I want to say Lamborghini
Don't they have
even?
BMW?
I don't think Beamer, no. It's because they have Porsche and then they have Audi. And then they have VW and all this other stuff. And then, you got Toyota with their whole Lexus thing, and Honda with Acura.
See, they have all those branches, but like, dude, I don't know. I don't know, because there's so many companies making cars now.
What's the least popular ones? I'm thinking out of all of them, on the top of my head, at least in terms of my own mind market and share and whatever not, I'm almost thinking, I could be wrong here. I'm curious what's under GM, honestly, because I'm thinking they have the lowest stuff that could be cut, if that makes sense.
You got Chevy.
But I'm thinking Buick gets fucking chopped, but
Yeah, GMC.
I'm thinking they don't go away, but they redefine what they make, if that makes sense.
Jason would be so sad. That's the GTO.
Aren't they gone? Isn't it Pontiac got?
Is Pontiac on?
I'm pretty sure Pontiac's Dunzo. Because that's GTO Pontiac, correct? Yeah. That's fucking. Let me check. Pontiac.
Ended in 2010. Wait, Pontiac remains a registered and active trademark for GM.
2009, 2010. Yeah.
So, I guess. See,
that's
my
General
point
Motors.
of this question is, do you think eventually companies like Rivian, or the company making the Slate truck, or what's that other one I just named, Lucid, will make vehicles, will sell more vehicles than a company like Ford or Chevy?
Ooh.
Like, is Tesla gonna outsell those guys?
Tesla has outsold Toyota. How about that?
Yes, they have.
Their Model Y is the most popular out of every vehicle, EV or not. I don't know what the latest metrics are, but
brand scheme, like they'll become more well known than these other three companies. Like you ask a kid nowadays, dude, they don't know Sega even exists. They don't know Sonic was a Sega game.
Which is,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, besides Sonic the Hedgehog. You know what I mean? Like that. Honestly, you get rid of Sonic, you get rid of Sega. To me, in my opinion.
Yes.
So
but they don't even know that Sonic is
Sega.
Yeah.
And I feel like what you're bringing up is a really good point in terms of a generational knowledge, in terms of what did you grow up with. So honestly, just a lot of that stuff can get passed down, though, in terms of like Ford trucks, Ford F-150. Like, that's what my dad had. That's what I'm going to have because my grandpa had it. And you know what I mean? Like, it just gets some things. Some things just get passed down. And it's because of, someone else that matters to you had it, which then that means it matters to you. I don't see, Rivian and whatnot surpassing those guys. But
I guess what I'm thinking is that eventually all the stuff that we knew to be rock solid brands, other than like very specific ones, like I don't see Microsoft going anywhere. I don't really see Google.
Are you putting like a Bungie kind of story on these automakers, basically? Like Ford, the makers of the F-150, which means like, oh, their next product must be pretty good then.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that basically most of these like well-known brands that we thought were rock solid are going to crash here in the next like 20 years. Actually, honestly, if I kind of dive deep into this.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it and I was like, I honestly think the PlayStation and the Xbox will be gone in the next 10 years. Or not 10 years, actually, probably next 20 years.
From a hardware or from a hardware perspective or a business perspective?
Yep. No, from a hardware perspective. I don't see Microsoft getting rid of Xbox entirely.
Okay.
But like
I could completely agree with that.
Sony
would be last.
Away from that.
Well, no, Nintendo would still be last.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think the transition of just like evolution of technology is just going to push us in this way away from these like general standards that we come to even know.
It kind of has to, because any good business, good athlete, good whatever not, they have to be able to adapt. And if you don't, that's how you die.
I guess my main thing too is like it took so long for like Ford to like jump on to the electric car train. There were other companies designing one for like multiple years before they were like, yep, okay, we're doing this.
It makes sense though if you think of it from a business perspective, because it
makes total sense.
Yeah, your bread and butter is gas, whatever, F-150s basically, and you have these newcomers. Let's even say Tesla, newcomers in here, even for years on end, and just being like, dude, fucking people are buying these things up. They're fucking sports cars for way less and blah blah blah, and it's good for the environment and all this other stuff. When are we gonna make ours? It's like, whoa. pump the brakes just a little bit. We got to make sure this thing's actually gonna fucking stick around.
See, but I think that's what fucked them. I
It,
think
it's
that's
a it's a
why they're
double, yeah.
eventually gonna crash. Yeah, I think that's what actually fucked them. We'll see though,
yeah,
because their Ford Lightning is actually a pretty good truck. There's just better trucks. You know what I mean? The Rivian
true.
is just a better truck.
Depending on what you're trying.
The
That's
Cybertruck's not a better truck. I will
No.
not.
No.
No. But just the capabilities of the Rivian is quite a better truck.
Which is funny because it's comparing a like, I guess what it's trying to be, a mid-size to a full size actually.
Mhm.
So, and let's see.
They could have made a better truck though if they started earlier. I just think that fucked them, and I think eventually we're gonna see them go away. Not like entirely, but they're gonna like their market share is gonna shrink exponentially.
Oh, it's gonna shrink for sure. Yeah. Because
Mhm.
that's the one beauty thing of I guess these smaller companies. Let's say I guess Rivian for an example. When these guys come up, when they release something, it can't be to the point of matching the current standards, if that makes sense, where a lot of these
They got
legacy manufacturers find themselves in. Like for an example, Subaru,
a
Toyota,
comfortable place.
Toyota. They refreshed their whatever their electric vehicle is just recently for this next upcoming year or this year, I think. And I want to say they're finally in about the 300 or so miles of a charge, of a full charge, and this and that. I'm just like, dude, if you're coming to the, if you're bringing something to the game, it's got to meet these certain standards. Like,
Minimums.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to hit the minimums. It's um I
Oh,
definitely don't.
you're speaking from Rivian though. They have to meet some. They have to like exceed
Yeah, you
what
have
what. Yeah.
though
Yeah.
any newcomer
You have to go
specifically.
above.
Yeah, you have to under promise and over deliver, which I
Yep.
really I don't like them as much as I used to in terms of the Tesla perspective. It's because when they were first starting, they were fucking nailing those things. Just like, yo, this
Are you
fucking
talking about Tesla now?
this sedan
Yeah.
could fucking for let's say 100 grand, which is still a lot, but it's not a supercar price. This sedan can go 0 to 60 in fucking 4.5 seconds. It's like holy
Yeah.
shit, and it's just like it was just this fucking peak of like, all right, everyone try to catch up. Whereas nowadays, yeah, like they don't even do that anymore in terms of like under under promise and over deliver. It's very few and far
Yeah.
between when companies do it, but it is fucking appreciated. I'll tell you that. I actually kind of think in terms of automakers too. I'm almost thinking we're gonna go to a swing of almost smaller cars or
Yeah.
efficiency or whatever. Not, dude, the fucking R3 from Rivian is fucking gorgeous. So
You know, send me a link. I haven't seen it yet.
yeah, let me get that to you.
I just I was laying there thinking about this, and I'm like, yo, this is something I gotta ask him. I'm curious what his thoughts on it are.
Let me get this image for you.
Because there's so many dead companies that were just such big companies that I bet you they believe they were never gonna die.
That's the
Like Yahoo,
that's the mentality
you
though.
know?
You can't have that mentality. You're not fucking.
Yeah.
Everyone has an Achilles heel.
Yep.
So
Ooh, that thing's spicy.
yeah. I want the hot hatches to come back, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's between this and freaking.
That's pretty awesome.
It's between this and that freaking Tello truck I keep fucking watching.
Yeah, that's dope.
So yeah, that's on there. That's on their list of to-dos after they get the R2 out and about. But
So, what do you drive now?
my Forester still, which is
Nice.
funny seeing all
Is
these,
your next vehicle an electric vehicle?
Yeah. If I can keep the, I say that now, as long as I can keep this Forester up and running for, I don't know, an extra fucking 10 years or some shit, or whenever the reason comes to even try to save up for one of these things for a down payment or something like that. But I'm not definitely the type to be like, all right, just for the sake of it, flip there, here we go, day one. Like, I don't know, it ain't going anywhere. It gets better from there. And not just only that, but honestly, if the market stays the way it is, in a sense, like, bro, I would be a big fucking proponent just for be like, dude, just wait like 2 years maybe, and then get it when it's used. You know what I mean? Like,
Are Rivians made in the United States?
I think this one will be made in Georgia. I don't know where the other ones are made off the top of my head.
Because of that $10,000 tax cut on cars made in the United States.
Which is going to be interesting because supposedly the federal cut that they give for the $7,500 at least is supposedly going to be going away this year. Which brings me to the point of that slate truck, and I'm very curious if people are going to be willing to spend $27,000 on something like that now instead of 20.
Well, is it made in the United States?
I think it will be
17,000 then.
Well, no. So they were saying their whole marketing scheme was $20,000, and right below that was including federal incentives. So it then becomes $27,000 if these incentives go away.
For the electric car incentive, though, right?
Correct.
But we're about to have a made in America incentive for cars.
The vehicle itself, to my understanding, doesn't matter. It's more of where do you get the batteries from.
Oh, and the batteries do not come from America.
They can, but yes, I know Rivian doesn't do theirs, and
Both of them don't, though.
Yeah, I think it has to be under. God, I could be wrong. Like $70,000 or whatever it was. Right? Yeah, it's like 70.
I thought it was a percentage that can be made outside of.
I'm not too sure.
Because
these have gone back and forth all the time. Like when it first was brought about, it was if a manufacturer is making electric vehicles, and it's like the first, let's say 200,000 of them will receive this incentive, just to get it going, and then the rest just, get the price that they get. But now it's freaking weird where it's like, oh, they have to meet a certain price point. I think it's under like $80,000, and their battery packs have to come from, America or, specifically not China, it seems like. But yeah, so it'll be so interesting. Yeah.
It's so interesting how many people are still so against electric cars. I was talking to a buddy at work about it and how he's about to have to like start driving a bunch of miles. And he was like, maybe no, not him, but his significant other is about to have to drive a bunch of miles. And he's like, maybe I just get they screw it and get him an electric car. And I'm like, if that's an option, do it.
Yeah,
it's either you have a house,
it's either that or you get a Prius if you're worried about miles.
But he goes, she hates them. She hates electric cars. And I was like, why does she hate them?
Yeah, why?
She just absolutely despises electric cars. And I was like,
makes her sound like she's a gearhead or something, which she could be, I guess. Yeah. But I don't know this person, but still,
they are not.
Yeah, I'm like, what's your beef with that?
There's absolutely no reason to hate an electric car.
It's just funny because a big thing of it is I don't know, some people's maybe fear of like there's not enough. Well, the big time change, but there's not enough because they're assuming I need stations like gas stations to feel secure. I'm like you said, if you have a house specifically, and like that's your gas station, literally, you charge it to 100% every night, like your phone. Are you scared of your phone? Like I'm confused what you're scared about.
If I had a house, I would have an electric car right now. Our last car we bought would have been a Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just goddamn. Especially that's why I kind of pushed for the whole like, dude, just buy it used or whatever. Not. I'm not really a big fan of leasing cars, and I know a lot of there's been some. I've seen some cars not around here, but just scrolling through like maybe it'd be like Reddit at one point or another, and they would lease those cars for like I think it was an Ioniq 5 from Hyundai, like $100 a month. Here you go. Lease it for 3 years. I'm like, dude, that is so fucking tempting. In terms of like, I'm assuming it's the base minimum of like, all right, only 10,000 miles a year, this or that. But it's like, I'd rather just get something that's used, like 2 years old, whatever not. Like even these updated even these updated Model 3s, I guarantee you could probably find one for under 30,000 in the in the 20s or whatever not, with some decent range and all this other stuff. And as long as you got the record for it in terms of battery health and whatever not, like, dude, it is almost it's starting to become, honestly, it's starting to become like me trying to find stuff on like Facebook Marketplace for tech kind of thing and be like, shit still works just fine. The person just wanted something new or just didn't like this one at all or something like that. Like, cool, I'll take it off your hands. See ya.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah. Yeah. I I don't know. My parents actually hated electric cars for a while too. And I'm just like,
depends what.
I
See,
don't get it.
that
You
almost
know what?
might be a bad thing in terms of
Mm,
like your first impression of something matters, though. You know what I mean? So like, if you're in a fucking
yeah.
in a Nissan Leaf compared to I don't know Tesla or whatever, not I was like,
I don't know if they've ridden in one. I could understand it at first. I can understand being apprehensive because there were but there's a much more massive charging area now. There's
yeah,
like the infrastructure for charging is much bigger. Obviously, if everybody went out and got an electric car, we wouldn't be able to handle it. But
yeah,
you can get one.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't know.
It'd
I
be
don't know. I don't think the hate's warranted. I like electric cars. I
no,
think they're cool.
it's kind of funny because it's one of those
You
things
could
where
make your own electric car.
well, it's just funny because it's one of those things where I want to put that person. They don't even have to drive the damn thing. They can ride along with me in a sense and be like, "All right, explain your story." I just want, like interest is just peaked at that point. I'm just like, explain yourself, go.
Yeah, because you actually have dived quite deep on electric cars.
And I'm like, what is your fear? Let me. I'm like, EV therapist
Let me
over
try
here.
let me try to console you a little bit.
Yeah, what's your fear? All right. You're scared of this, that. Hey, one sec. Get in the driver's seat. Okay. Put your foot on the accelerator pedal. Fucking slam it. Oh God, that's so fun. Like, come on now.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Are
Jesus
we in
Christ.
ludicrous mode?
Like, no, that was valet mode, but okay. You just went 20
Yeah.
miles an hour real quick.
Before I forget, you should check out the here, I'll just send but there you probably don't watch LTT very often, do you?
Only if it pops up on the homepage every so often, but
So they just did a video where they did a whole home backup
okay.
power. Let me see if I can find the video. Yeah. Whole home backup power, DIY. And they used old Tesla batteries as the battery.
Oh,
controls.
sick.
So it's actually, I saw that, I was like, yo, this is kind of sick. So
That's
I
dope.
just sent the, yeah, it's super cool because I actually didn't know Tesla batteries had like built-in BMSs in each cell.
Oh,
which
really?
makes
Okay.
sense. You would need that.
Yeah, every battery pack is treated differently from all these companies and shit, so curious to see
Yeah, it's
how
pretty cool.
see how they do. But yeah, no, there's some cool designs. Again, the biggest thing that kind of holds back these legacy makers for now too, that these new guys have an advantage on is these new guys have to make a vehicle that's built specifically for electric, whereas the legacy ones take their gas version and put the electric system in there without really changing too much stuff up. So, but they kind of have that benefit though of some people just don't like change. So we're gonna very, very,
Yeah.
very slowly change you maybe over to a hybrid first, then over to electric, versus like, all right, who's willing to fucking be the guinea pigs for these EVs? So I don't know. I can see some people being worrisome about that. Yeah, and just be like, I don't like them because, like you said, I guarantee the biggest thing is change. But
Yeah.
like, bro, your fucking car could be fucking heated through your phone and just be set and be good to go. Like, come on now. There's oh man, that's
So many cool
that's
features.
content in itself. Like coming over,
so many
freaking
cool features.
driving over in less than a month or whatever. Now it's like, bro, fucking, let's go take your parents for a ride. Like,
Yeah, I want to check out the Tesla when you get here.
yeah, dude, it's freaking its name on it. I love it. I love when people are creative. It's called low battery.
Nice.
That's
That's awesome.
I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. But
It's called a low battery.
yeah, no, it has it was kind of funny because going through the whole Turo experience, renting a car or whatever, not because I even checked other actual rental places. They didn't have any EVs for the most part, but no, a lot of them, which it makes sense because Teslas are basically a fucking Honda Civic of EVs at this point now, it seems like. But yeah, no other vehicles to try, unfortunately. Which, don't get me wrong, if there was a Rivian or something like that at some point, I might keep an eye on that app just to, or hell, I might even hit up fucking Reddit and just be like, yo, anyone willing to fucking let me come explore your vehicle for a bit?
Make a video.
Yeah, or do something. Just like, I just want to check this thing out. You can be the one that drives the whole time. I don't care. So,
Yeah, I just want to sit in it. I just want to feel it.
Yeah, just be like, what's the experience in this thing? Oh, especially at Rivian. I've seen them every now and again, whether it be at work or on the freeway or something like that, and they're so easy to point out. I'm just like,
They're
thing,
pretty too.
thing looks sick. I do like
Yeah.
their aesthetics, especially on the inside with that wood dash and this and that. I'm like, fuck. Like, but then again, looks are one thing. It's like a phone. You know, the outside can be pretty and whatnot, but if I have to deal with the software all the time, that thing better be fucking smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Software updates and stuff.
yeah, which
Fuck.
then again, now that I think about it, I get mine has changed. That actually might be the biggest thing scaring people away. Maybe
Software updates?
no, not even software updates. In terms of some people are scared of technology and computers, and these things are computers on wheels at this point. So it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
oh god, I don't know all these settings, and it's like, dude, don't worry.
There's so many buttons.
Yeah,
Touch screen for everything.
you're just setting it once and kind of not really going back to it unless you need to. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's just my mindset. Some people just want the old school physical control shit, hence why Slate exists. But we'll see what they're willing to pay for it. So,
Yeah, I actually hope Slate does well.
yeah, hopefully
'Cause if they
they
do well-
find their market.
If they do well, I foresee them making a compact too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know that if they do well, they're gonna be like, okay, let's do a standard like Civic style car now.
Yeah, but then this R3 and the that Teletruck, I don't know, as weird as it is, the Rivian obviously looks a little bit more natural, give or take. But I don't know if it comes down to practicality and this and that, and obviously price, then I'm on board. So whatever floats my boat at that time period. But
I
The
feel it.
I will say this: the fucking Aptera has my attention in terms of what that vehicle is, in terms of being able to collect solar and all this other shit. But it being like a 2-person vehicle, I'm like, that's more of a I don't know, like a retiree vehicle in the sense, like you can't really take friends or eventual family or whatever not in it. So I'm like, okay, it's got to at least
kids.
fit. Yeah, it's got to fit at least the 4-door theme to it and whatever not. So,
I agree.
but there's plenty of options out there. People, you just gotta be willing to look. You don't always gotta stick to. Hell, I got a Forester right now. I don't always gotta stick to that brand. You don't owe anything to them, honestly. So,
Nope.
but
I say that, but boy, am I bad at it.
no, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, yeah, if they've, if you keep getting, how about this? If you keep getting burnt on it, come on now. At some point, you're kind of doing
That
it
is
to
true.
yourself.
Yeah, I haven't really been burnt.
Yeah. So,
I do love my Xbox though.
yeah.
Well, okay, that's a lie. I haven't turned on my Xbox in like years.
Dusty old bitch.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like Microsoft and Google, and even though they're not the greatest companies, they haven't burned me.
Yeah, you gotta bring it down some of these articles to a personal level sometimes.
Yeah,
So don't get too caught in the weeds of this and that, and does it apply to you or does it not? So,
exactly.
but
But
no, that
yeah, I
that
think
was all I
that's it.
had.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Shit, that was a fun week.
Woo! Always love those tangents too. At the same time.
Yeah, I think we should add a discussion question at the end of at the end every time.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah.
Question of the week.
Cool. Yeah, because
Alright.
like we always end up doing it anyway.
Oh yeah, it's just natural at that point. Whatever's on the mind, whatever we just saw. So, but
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys.
oh
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
take it easy, folks. Take it easy. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your week, weekend, all that good stuff. Catch you later.
And we'll see you next time.